This is the Countdown to Kickoff on your home for the Cats, KFJB and KFJB-TV.
To the Countdown to Kickoff here on KFJB-TV. I'm Brandon Lewis, Dylan Dones alongside me as we get you ready for week number 7 of the high school football season here at Drake Stadium. Well, we alluded to it earlier, Dylan. Big night here for the Bobcats, trying to get their 3rd win. They'll go up against a Roughriders team that is a very physical team, and the Bobcats will have to match that early on.
Yeah, this is an interesting Roughriders team. Quite a bit different from last year, but they run that 3-4 defense. Really good set of linebackers offensively. They can just hand it all around. They spray it all around. Running backs, wide receivers, the quarterback, Dominic Wade, has a lot of weapons.
Yeah, he definitely does. They are a big play-reliant team. We'll see how the Bobcats match up with that. When we come back, we will get you the preview of the Roughriders and what the 3-3 Roughriders bring to the table behind second-year headman Jared Barnett. This is the Countdown to Kickoff. You're watching KFJB-TV.
Don't let concerns about current events derail your long-term financial strategy. Edward Jones financial advisor Zach Wall can help. He'll work with you to understand today's financial landscape and how to be positioned for the long term. Edward Jones can give you the tools for a reasoned, disciplined approach to investing. Call Zach Wall at 641-752-3017 in Marshalltown or online at edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
At Sports Plus Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy Center, we customize each patient's treatment plan to their individual needs. What does that mean? It means that not every back or knee problem is treated the same, and that your program will be unique and designed especially for your needs or problem. This improves how quickly you will return to work or sports. The Sports Plus staff is encouraging and takes pride in your successful recovery. This is just one more reason why champions choose Sports Plus Physical Therapy as their favorite place to rehabilitate and train.
Bobcat Game Day Live, week number 7, as we are in the Countdown to Kickoff here from Drake Stadium. Time to get a preview of the Roughriders here tonight, all presented by Bruin Manufacturing of Marshalltown. Dylan.
Yeah, this Des Moines Roughriders team from Des Moines Roosevelt sits at 3-3, and as you would expect from a 3-3 team, score about 26 points a game, give up about 27, and so it's just right in the middle. They have wins over Des Moines East, Ottumwa, and North last week at 40-36. They have lost to Ankeny, Urbandale, and Waukee. And last year's matchup in Marshalltown came away with a 14-7 victory as the Bobcats keyed in on Iowa State commit Jamison Patton, but Patton has moved on to the Ankeny Little Hawks this year, and Roosevelt brings a much more balanced attack and balanced approach than they did last year. As we mentioned a little bit earlier, senior Dominic Wade has thrown for near 1,000 yards, and the big number is 13 touchdowns against only 4 interceptions, and he has a lot of weapons on the outside. His favorite one being George Williams, 6'4", big 230, a big target. But he doesn't stop with Big George. He'll throw it around. Danny Diggins has 23 catches, almost 350 yards and 4 touchdowns. Peter Fanthadou has 6 touchdowns. And then when you go into the backfield, they have a trio of options back there as well. They have seniors Max Masucci and Aiden Stepp, who early in the season were able to churn a lot of yards, but it seems the last couple weeks it's been sophomore Jaden Davison, who has been over, as a group, they're over 1,000, and Davison has been over 150 over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think Aiden Stepp dealing with an injury, not even officially listed on the depth chart for the Roughriders.
Yeah, and then you flip to that other side. Again, another 3-4 defense. We're seeing this more and more. Even in the 3 years you and I have been covering games together, there's been a large shift in Central Iowa football to go to that 3-4 defense. And what you see in that 3-4 defense is a very active linebacking core for the Rough Riders. Henry Claypool's a good linebacker, but then when you look at the strong side linebacker, Lester Fanfill, he leads the team with 34 tackles, 3.5 tackles for loss. And then you have Jaquan Bradley, who's right there with 4.5 tackles for loss, just over 20 tackles. So the Rough Riders have a lot of talent, and it's going to be linebacker heavy. It's going to be important for the Bobcats to be able to match that balance on offense and see if they can exploit that 3-4 defense.
Yeah, I definitely think that out of that defensive position group, whether it's DBs, linebackers, defensive line, linebackers definitely their strength. That is our scouter report on the Des Moines Roosevelt Roughriders, all brought to you tonight by Bruin Manufacturing of Marshalltown, driven to prove innovative plastic molding solutions. The countdown to kickoff continues next with our Cat Connection and our pregame interview with head coach Adam Goodvin. This is the countdown to kickoff. You're watching KFJB-TV.
Manufacturing is a family-owned and operated business founded in Marshalltown, Iowa, and we have a unique approach to plastic injection moldings with our own custom in-house tool shop. Since 1949, Bruin Manufacturing has provided injection molded plastic parts for construction, industrial, agriculture, medical, sports, and recreational purposes. We are an industry-leading manufacturer of precision plastic components. To learn more about Bruin Manufacturing, visit our website at bruinmfg.com. Bruin Manufacturing is a proud sponsor of the Marshalltown Bobcats.
Your home is the one place where everything should be perfect, including your air. Capon & Brown helps you achieve the perfect air you deserve with reliable, groundbreaking, award-winning Lennox products. Call Capon & Brown to hear more about how they can help you feel healthier and happier in your home. It doesn't get any more perfect than that. Call them today at 641-753-3563 or visit them online at caponandbrowninc.com. Your local premier Lennox dealer, where quality has been a promise for 48 years.
Welcome back in for the Cat Connection, all brought to you by your Marshalltown Applebee's. Now joined by Braden Weatherly, number 11 for the Marshalltown Bobcats. Braden, senior year for you. Of course, a couple picks on the season. You guys got a big win, got back on the winning side of things. How good did that win last week against the Rail Splitters feel?
It was good because we lost to them last year and we were having a slow start to the year, so it was good to bounce back and get some more confidence going into the final stretch of the season.
Of course, obviously, it kind of put a shadow over the game, losing the tight end and Jackson Bowie. But what did you make of that scene to see Lincoln not only come over and wish him well?
That was really good. I felt really bad because he's one of my best friends and he is starting to finally build confidence, and he was really happy going to the rest of the season, thinking that we'd be able to win the rest of the games. Mm-hmm. And he came back actually after the game. He was talking to us in the locker room and stuff.
Yeah. Pretty amazing stuff, and I was impressed with, usually you see that kind of instance, people are banging the ground and, in complete agony, and his composure in that was pretty phenomenal. Is that kind of what you heard from other teammates?
Yeah, when we were over there, he didn't make a sound or anything. He was just smiling and talking to us normally.
Yeah, and I know obviously you're a big part of the basketball program, and he was too last year, and so unfortunately a little bit in doubt there, but a big piece to what you guys do, not only on the field, but I'm sure off the field, like you mentioned, being friends, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, well, we wish Jackson Bowie nothing but the best, obviously, for the rest of the season. But you guys have 3 games more to go here on the rest of the season. And like you mentioned, winning out, being able to end the season above 500. How much of a focus is that for you guys right now?
That's a big focus, going one game at a time, because Roosevelt, they're a pretty decent team, solid team. So, just got to keep our focus on them and not look ahead for the rest of the season.
Yeah. Of course, here on our Cat Connection, all brought to you by Marshalltown Applebee's. So, senior season, obviously, you've got the 3 games, like I mentioned, left. And then on to potentially playoffs if you guys are able to line up, looking at the RPI, kind of studying that and seeing who's in front of you. Pretty much all the teams ahead of you play. And so it's kind of interesting. I mean, it really gives you guys some optimism for that, right?
Yeah, we control our own destiny, I'd say.
Yeah, for sure. Senior season, I know basketball, you play that. What else are you involved in?
Just basketball, football. I might do track this year. Not sure. Last year I didn't because my knee was bothering me after basketball season.
Yeah, the hardwood can do that after a while. Well, we love watching you on the hardwood. I say you got heart, hustle, and muscle. We love watching you play. Where does that come from? Is that your mom and dad maybe instill that in you, or family?
I don't know. I just feel like if I want to make anybody better or just myself better, I got to be able to go and give everybody the best I got. So like at football practice, basketball practice, because basketball practice I wasn't starter obviously. So when they'd go against the starters, I would try my hardest so I can make them better and myself better.
Yeah. Well, keep it up, all right?
Yeah.
All right. Braden Weatherly, number 11 for the Marshalltown Bobcats. And what number you wearing for basketball this year?
I might take 40.
Okay.
Sure.
All right.
We got New Jerseys this year.
Oh, New Jerseys. All right. Ooh, a little tip. We got to talk to Coach about that. That's good. All right. That is our Cat Connection, all brought to you by your Marshalltown Applebee's. Now, that's eating good in the neighborhood. When we come back, we'll be joined by head football coach Adam Goodvin. This is the Countdown to Kickoff right here on KFJB-TV.
Applebee's Neighborhood Grill and Bar in Marshalltown offers a lively casual dining experience, combining simple, craveable American fare. Soups and salads, classic burgers and steaks, from the Whiskey Burger to the Bourbon Street Steak. Signature items like Fiesta Lime Chicken and Applebee's Riblets are favorites. Applebee's soups are amazing too. Tomato basil, chicken tortilla, and French onion. And oh, the salads. Now that's eating good in the neighborhood. Applebee's, 3101 South Center Street in Marshalltown. Applebee's proudly supports Marshalltown Bobcats student athletics.
Since 1967, Jensen Ford Lincoln has served generations of families around central Iowa. Quality vehicles, professional service, knowledge of our product, that's a part of Jensen. But what's more important to us is a trust that is passed down from every generation. Jensen Ford Lincoln wants to serve your family. We want to be there for your first car, we want to be there for your family SUV, and we want to see you drive away in the Mustang you always dreamed of. At Jensen, we want to be here for you now and every mile along the way.
Back in on the Countdown to Kickoff right here on News Talk 1230 KFJB AM 93.9 FM as well on KFJB-TV. Now joined by head coach Adam Goodvin, all brought to you by Exterior Plus Home Remodeling, building relationships one customer at a time. Coach, coming off a 42-13 homecoming win, how do you keep that momentum going here tonight?
I think we really lean on the habits that we've created early on in the season, through camp and all that stuff. And, we lean on our senior leadership as well. We've done a lot of great things the past couple weeks, and we just continue to really push on building off of that.
Did your squad seem a little reinvigorated after that win?
Yeah, absolutely. It was huge. I told you a week ago we needed that win in a really bad way. And, again, I thought we came out and played well and very proud of them all.
We talked about it a little bit last night on Bobcat Live, but the moment that Jackson Bowie was injured, a lot of concern around everywhere, and obviously he had surgery earlier this week, and his dad wanted to pass along the word that he's doing good and everything went well in that process, and so glad to hear that from Jim. But, in that moment in time, we talked about it a little bit last night, like I mentioned, but to see Lincoln and everybody pull together, I guess that just shows the human side of things. Maybe you get so caught up in the game itself, and that's really a nice moment.
Absolutely. It was a very neat moment. Their coach came over and asked if he could bring his team over and form a tunnel for Jackson. And, like you said, football is such a small piece of the grand scheme of things, and again, we're thankful that surgery went well for Jackson, and he's able to start this recovery process.
Week number 6 in the books. That means the first RPI of the season out. You guys came in 27 of the top 36. For people who don't know, the RPI bases a lot of different things, including your record, your opponent's record, but everybody that you have in your final 3 games is ahead of you, so you really have a good opportunity to move up in the RPI, right?
Yeah, we got to take care of ourselves. We're in a position where we're not necessarily able to control our future at the end of the year, but we can control, these next 3 games. And right now, obviously, our focus is on Roosevelt, and what happens. So, we'll take it week by week.
Yep. Roosevelt is the opponent tonight. Kickoff at 7:30. We'll talk about the game here tonight with Coach when we come back on our Exterior Plus Home Remodeling pregame interview with head coach Adam Goodvin right here on KFJB-TV.
My name's Lake Schultz. I'm the co-owner of Exterior Plus Home Remodeling. At Exterior Plus, we truly strive to build relationships one customer at a time. And that's why we're the Midwest's #1 choice in full home remodels. Located in Marshalltown, Iowa, as well as Lincoln, Nebraska, we pride ourselves in providing quality service on time, every time. Give us a call for a free inspection and estimate at 844-261-6111. That's 844-261-6111. Thanks. Talk to you soon.
Back in on the countdown to kickoff here on KFJB-TV. 7:30 is the kickoff time. Head coach Adam Goodvin with us. Coach, Roughriders, they've got a new offensive line. Kind of watching them. The new starting quarterback from a year ago. Their quarterback from a year ago, Jamison Patton. He's now at Ankeny. They're 3-3 on the season. Last year in this game, it was a really good game, 14-7. Your team shut down Jamison Patton. That was the game on, the matchup on paper. Everybody was paying attention to how you were going to stop the quarterback. So now that with all that said, a new year, how do you kind of reset for this new Rough Rider squad?
Last year was a very exciting game for our kids. I think you look at it, and it was probably one that we weren't supposed to win, and our kids played well, and it was a home game, and they played outstanding. It was a fun moment, but it's a new year. Patton's he's with Ankeny now, and that's not necessarily a bad thing for us, but they've got some talent on that team this year. Their quarterback's a kid that didn't play last year, hasn't played since his sophomore year, but he's having an outstanding season, and he's got a lot of weapons around him that he can get the ball to, and one of them being his big tight end, the George Williams, and he's not necessarily super fast, but he runs great routes. He can block, and he's a physical kid. And a few of those other guys have got a lot of speed as well. So it's going to be a fun challenge.
It seems like Jared Barnett in his second year leading Roosevelt. It is kind of a big play. That's what they kind of hope for. You've seen their games where they've won or been right in there. It's been a big play that they've gotten to keep them in the game. So is it just about limiting that here?
Yeah, absolutely. I told you last night it's that bend but don't break mentality, and that's kind of where we were at a year ago. And last week their game against North, man, it was whoever had the ball last was going to win. So. We've got to play good, clean football, and it's going to be, told the kids last night, if we're the more physical team tonight, then, I really like our chances.
Of course, the Rough Riders stand at a marking 3-3. You guys could get your 3rd win of the season with a victory here tonight on the road. Is there anything that comes to mind, I guess, playing here at Drake as far as the facility? I mean, it's definitely a top of the line. I'm sure that has to be kind of an exciting aspect for your players.
Yeah, I told you at the beginning of the year we got to play in some really unique and cool stadiums this year, and Drake Stadium being one of them. And, it is a bigger facility, so... and we've played there before. It kind of seems like it's empty, with the high school fan base there. But great surface, great great stadium. It's a perfect place to play a high school football game, and our kids are excited.
We talked a little bit about it last night. That their offensive line, a whole new group, do a pretty good job. But their defensive line. A little bit questionable as far as getting some push, so I'm sure you're going to want to attack that. Is that your key to game here tonight? Is that line of scrimmage battle?
Yeah, and that falls in with the physicality, point that I've been talking with our kids about. Like I told you, I think that offensive line comes off the ball well, and they create a solid push, but not so much the defensive line, and that just might be what I'm seeing on tape. So, hopefully we're able to control the line of scrimmage on both sides.
Good luck tonight.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, that is head coach Adam Goodvin. That's our pregame chat. All brought to you by Exterior Plus Home Remodeling, building relationships one customer at a time. This is the countdown to kickoff on KFJB-TV.
How can you help Marshalltown High School and enjoy a mouth-watering burger at the same time? By ordering the Bobcat Burger at Legends American Grill. 2 quarter-pound patties with crisp bacon strips, sautéed onions, and melted American cheddar, jack, and Swiss cheeses on top of fresh shredded lettuce on a toasted bun. It's absolutely delicious. $1 from every Bobcat Burger sold is donated by Legends to Marshalltown High School activities. So, enjoy a Bobcat Burger and help MHS. The Bobcat Burger, another exclusive from Legends American Grill in Marshalltown.
Welcome back into the countdown to kickoff here on KFJB-TV. I'm Brandon Lewis, Dylan Dose alongside me as the marching band for Des Moines Roosevelt making its way out on the field here at Drake Stadium in downtown Des Moines. Big matchup, week number 7, as we've highlighted. We just got done talking with Coach, and obviously the momentum, you want to keep it rolling here in a big matchup on the road.
Yeah, you're definitely doing. You talked about it. We want to start out strong. It'll be interesting to see if the Bobcats will come out throwing the ball, running the ball. It's kind of been a mix and match here, but I anticipate trying to get Ace Holmes after an off week. He was about the only one who had an off week against Lincoln, allowing him to really churn those yards and really beat down that 3-4 Des Moines Roosevelt defense.
All right, so let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups. We'll start off first with the home team as the Des Moines Roosevelt Roughriders 3-3 behind second-year head coach Jared Barnett. And, of course, last year, all seniors across that offensive line. You look at their line here this year, they've end-capped things with 2 seniors at right tackle and left tackle. They've got 2 sophomores in there at the guards and a junior at center behind their quarterback in Dominic Wade, who doesn't run a ton, but he does run, and when he does, he's pretty effective. He's got to be a guy that the Bobcats limit those big plays and kind of bottle up in the backfield.
Well, yeah, and that's one of the things with his ability to pass it around to 3 different receivers, 3 different running backs, is you keep the defense honest everywhere, and that's when he's able to pick his spots and be able to pick up some ground. So that puts a lot of pressure on that Bobcats linebacking crew.
Peter Panthade comes in with 15 receptions on the season. In this game a year ago, he had 5 receptions for 63 yards and a touchdown. The Des Moines Roosevelt Roughriders averaging 26.3 points a game. And again, their offense without Jamison Patton, who is at Ankeny, 127 yards of passing, a touchdown, and interception last year in this game. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, on the defensive side for the Des Moines Roosevelt Roughriders, couple of guys to keep, like you mentioned, it's that linebacker squad. They've got Aiden Nelson there, the senior defensive end, 11.5 total tackles, a fumble recovery. Isaac Garcia on the other side, number 72. He's got 32 total tackles and 3 sacks. But then you look at their linebacking core, and Lester Fanfill, as well as Henry Claypool. A couple of those guys, Jaquan Bradley, as you also highlighted in your preview of this game here tonight. But it is that linebacker squad that you really got to keep an eye on here tonight. They are going to be the playmakers there.
Yeah, and that really is the case. Usually with that 3-4 defense, you have those guys on that front side eating up the blockers and flowing everything to those linebackers for them to make plays. But for the Bobcats, they're going to try to look with that running back crew. Can we get past that second level? Can we get into the secondary? And that's where big plays happen, especially with big home run hitters like Tate Ring did last week.
All right, let's look at the Bobcats offense. Starting lineup looks like this. Dalen Houston, quarterback, a junior at 6'4", 205, coming off a game where he rushed for 69 yards and 2 touchdowns. Meanwhile, on the defensive side for the Marshalltown Bobcats, a player you always keep your eye on, Ace Holmes, number 1, 36.5 total tackles, a fumble recovery, and an interception. And the Bobcats will have to step it up defensively and come out and play a great job there on the defensive side of things to get their 3rd win of the season as the Bobcats 2-4 behind head coach Adam Goodvin in his 6th year. This is Bobcat football. You're watching KFJB-TV.
The insurance agent can make all the difference. Assured Partners agents represent multiple insurance companies. They can pick and choose from a larger variety of outstanding insurance options. Assured Partners also handles life and health insurance and Medicare supplement coverage. With access to local, regional, and national insurance companies, Assured Partners will create policies tailored to the coverage you need. For more information, go online to assuredpartners.com/Marshalltown. Power through partnership with Assured Partners in Marshalltown, Toledo, and West Des Moines.
On KFJB and KFJB-TV, the following is a presentation of Bobcat Athletics. "100 years of history has been made here.
Bounces it off left tackle into the end zone. Touchdown, Bobcats!
Records have been set.
To the 20, pull it away. Touchdown, Bobcats!
Bars have been set.
He passes to Revick at the 20, caught 10, 5, touchdown, Bobcats!
We want more. Every yard, every touchdown, every win. This has been the home for Bobcat football for 100 years. Here's to another 100 more.
Week number 7 from Drake Stadium in downtown Des Moines. The Bobcats 2-4, the Roughriders 3-3. As head coach Adam Goodman, his Marshalltown Bobcats ride into town off a win last week as they defeated the Lincoln Rail Splitters by a final score of 42-13. Roughriders run out onto the field. Big thing, physicality. Really, in this game here today, Dylan, I'm looking at the line of scrimmage. How well do the Bobcats come in firing off the ball?
Yeah, that's going to be a huge thing. One thing we've seen over the last couple weeks is your guy, Kwani Kwani. I think he's been a lot more active, both on the offensive side of the ball, but especially on that defensive side of the ball, eating up the blocks at that nose guard position as we go more 3-3-5. And I think if the Bobcats are able to push that line of scrimmage and get it off that, push Roosevelt back on the defensive side and then on the offensive side be able to create gaps, I think that just makes the Bobcats' job much, much easier here tonight.
Bobcats will be in their all-white tops and bottoms, Roosevelt in their blue tops, white bottoms, and that Rough Rider logo on the top of their helmets. Bobcats coming into this game defensively giving up 25.3 points per game. Offensively, the Cats scoring an average of right around 25 points per game. And the Bobcats, 31 points in the first quarter, 44 in the second, but it's been the third quarter. They've scored the most, 45. It's been that kind of season where we've seen them progressively build on their first half stats, and it's been the past couple of weeks as we highlighted earlier. But I think out of all the games, you kind of feel like, you know, the pressure's on. 3 more games. Can you get to 5-4 to end the season? You've got to come out strong and fast here tonight.
Yeah, and really when you talk about those first and second quarter stats, half of those came last week as the Bobcats put 35 up in the first half.
So the Rough Riders will receive to open up the game. And they'll start on offense. Last week they did not, they started on offense first, but Des Moines North was able to take the lead first in that game, and it basically came down to who had the ball last in that matchup against North last week. And meanwhile, for the Bobcats, it was all over by halftime in that one as the Bobcats got up early by a couple scores and never looked back.
Yeah, and when we were getting the feedback from the man in the studio, Jeff Brooks, with that score, it kept bouncing back and forth while we were sitting in the running clock in the second half.
We had Johan Gomez on Bobcat Live on KFJB-TV last night. We talked about the kicking game. Johan played in the JV game, which is JV defeated Des Moines Roosevelt earlier tonight, but he had a punt down to the 1-yard line. Coffin cornered it, and then the Bobcats on the next play got a safety, so that's what the special teams unit can do for you in this matchup. Out to kick things off, Brendan Finders, as we get you ready to go from Drake Stadium in downtown Des Moines. Kickoff tonight, all presented by 5-Star Real Estate Group in Marshalltown, your home team advantage. So Finders has it teed up at the 40. Roosevelt will run out the special teams unit now. 12 minutes on the clock here this opening quarter of play. As Roosevelt will receive on this chilly night, 48 degrees, wind light out of the north. Thank goodness it's not gusting at 20. It'd be a very cold night down there on the sideline for both of these squads. We're underway, week number 7, a pooch kick for Finders, fielded back at the 30-yard line, and that is where the Rough Riders will begin to open things up. And we dive into the offense here tonight for the Roosevelt Rough Riders. Dominic Wade, the starting quarterback, did not have any playing time in this one. He did not play at all last year. He played his sophomore season. 80 for 131, 889 yards, 13 touchdowns, 4 interceptions coming through this one. It's going to be how he plays here tonight. I think is really the name of the game for the Rough Rider offense.
Yeah, if he's able to go at all and use all of his weapons and they're able to run the ball effectively, it's going to be a long night for the Bobcats defense. But if we can bottle him up and force him to really zone in on one option, Bobcats have a great shot.
I'll bring a man in motion from right to left. That's the running back in Jaden Davison. They'll swing it out to him on the near side. Caught up at the 30 and pushed out of bounds over the 35. At about the 35 is where they will spot him out of bounds. So a pickup of 6 yards there on first down as they'll move right to left on your radio dial and on your TV screen here on KFJB-TV.
Seth Smith came with the late linebacker blitz, which we've done a lot more, moving to that 3-3 or that 3-4. And Ace Holmes had to knock him out of bounds after a 5-6 yard gain.
Wade puts his tight end and George Williams in motion on the right side of the line. They'll run to that side with Jaden Davison. And Davison will slide ahead for about a yard, bringing up third down and a manageable 3 here to go for the Rough Riders.
Yeah, this is a big job for the Bobcats. One thing they have done pretty well the last couple weeks is get off the field on third down, especially last week. You've got Jakey, Kwani, and Santa Cruz down on the 3 linemen. If they're able to get any pressure up the middle, Bobcats are looking in great shape on third down.
Out of the shotgun, Roosevelt on their first drive, handed off inside. Davison, nowhere to go. He's back to the line of scrimmage and stood up by a whole host of defenders. Clay Jakey and Kwani, the guys in there to do the job to bring up 4th down and 3. And the Rough Riders, they've always been one of those sneaky teams that the riverboat gambler kind of mentality, so you do have to be heads up here on special teams as Trayshawn Brooks will be the one to go back to punt, to receive the punt as Danny Diggins is out to punt. He's averaging 25 yards per punt on the season for the Rough Riders. So a 3 and out on the opening drive for the Rough Riders. High snap. Diggins brings it down, almost blocked right there by Santa Cruz. It has a backspin, but it will go ahead for a couple of yards, and the Bobcats will have great starting field position to open up on their first drive of the game, starting at the 37-yard line.
That was a great job. Almost got it. Santa Cruz busted through that line. Almost got a hand on it, but he did a great job. The nimble 260 from not running into the kicker and keeping a Bobcats ball 37-yard line. Great field position. See if the Bobcats can march it down and put 6 on the board quick.
Up on your Marshalltown Hy-Vee scoreboard, it is 10:28 to go in the opening quarter as the Bobcats take over after forcing a Roosevelt punt on the opening drive. Pistol formation for Dalen Houston, quarterback for the Marshalltown Bobcats, coming in off of a pretty good game rushing on the ground. He had a 20-yard touchdown run. Hard count here, trying to get the Rough Riders offside. And it looks like we're going to have a timeout as the play clock was nearly expiring. So a timeout on their opening drive of the game. Not what you really want to see right out of the gates here, Dylan.
Not only the opening drive of the game, the opening play of the game.
Yeah.
It really looked, Coach Goodvin came off the sideline like, what are we doing here? You see the big clock. You've got to be ready to rock and roll. And another quick use. The time management last week I thought was exceptional. This week it's starting shaky right away.
10:28 to go in the opening quarter as the Bobcats will look to run their first play. Ace Holmes, 28 yards and a touchdown run last week. He probably would have had more yards had the starters played a lot more, but a lot of good run for the secondary guys last week in that big win, 42-13 on homecoming for the Marshalltown Bobcats. Bobcats come set in a 3 wide receiver set. Ball on the near side, hash mark. 2 wide receivers on the near side. Rebick is there in the slot on your TV screen. Bring Rebick in motion. Fake the handoff. Give it to Ace Holmes right up the gut. He'll go. Puts a head down up to the 44-yard line. So a nice run on first down for Ace Holmes to get 7 yards.
Yeah, you're going to see that right away. You're going to see Roosevelt's inside backers being very active, coming up to the line of scrimmage, bailing out, but ran that jet sweep fake and then just simple handoff to Ace Holmes. Great job by the front five to get a wide open hole for number 1 to get 7.
Pistol formation for the Bobcats. Nick Rebick will be on the wingback spot here on the right side of the line. Actually, that's Jacek Lee who will get the start tonight. Ace Holmes over right guard, and he'll pick up a first down. It's a gain of 5 yards for Ace Holmes, who plows ahead as we're under 10 minutes in the opening quarter.
Yeah, Ace Holmes looking like Ace Holmes. Last week I thought Lincoln did a tremendous job. Their real bright spot of the entire game was how they defended Ace Holmes, who had a quiet night, but he's off 2 rushes, 12 yards. Number 1 is right back at it.
Braden Page giving a lot of room to Trayshawn Brooks on the bottom side of your screen as the Bobcats in the shotgun. Trayshawn Brooks, nice game last week. 3 receptions, 28 yards, and a touchdown, and it's a quick pass out to the near side to Trayshawn Brooks. He'll move the marker ahead for about a 5-yard gain there on first down and 10.
You can tell exactly what Roosevelt wants to do. They looked at that. They've seen the film. They know that quick out, especially early on in the game, is Dalen's favorite throw. So they were attacking that. I really see a double move by Trayshawn being open over top. Now we have press coverage near side.
Pistol formation for the Bobcats. Nick Lucas with the snap. They'll hand it off to Ace Holmes, and he'll get to the 45-yard line, and that's where the play will end. A 1-yard gain, bringing up a pretty large 3rd down and 4 yards.
I feel like it's a bit of a broken record. We talk a lot about this, but if you're playing press coverage one-on-one against Trayshawn Brooks,
you're going to lose.
The only way you don't lose is if we don't go his way. I really would like to see us focus on 8, because when he goes deep and we go to him, it's more often than not successful.
Dalen Houston barking out the signals. A designed rollout to the far side of the field. Trying to get out of pressure. Throws late. And Jacek Lee makes the catch for about a yard. He's upended, though, inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. A 1-yard gain. And most likely a punting scenario here for the Bobcats, who are in Rough Rider territory. It's going to be 4th down and 3. And the offense is staying out for the Bobcats with 7:45 in the first quarter. I think a good call here.
Yeah.
Bobcats need to set the tempo early on here in the road at Drake Stadium. He's Dylan Doze. I'm Brandon Lewis. Thanks to our KFJB-TV crew making the road trip here in week number 7. We'll also be in the road next week on Thursday night at Jefferson. Quarterback run. He's got the first down as he puts his head down over the 40 and right around the 39-yard line for Dalen Houston. A first down run of 4 yards, and the Cats move the sticks.
Yeah, it was pretty
He's a game
easy.
changer.
Yeah, he is. Well, there's just so much you can do. 4th and 3, if you have a 6'4", very mobile quarterback that can do about anything, it just is it's totally different. You can run it, you can throw it, he can throw on the run. So many weapons at his disposal.
Ace Holmes, the lead back. He'll take it off a left tackle, putting his arm out, and then bust out of what looked to be a tackle over there at the 35, and we've got a flag down on the field, and it's going to be a first down. Apparently, maybe somebody just lost a towel over there on the 35-yard line.
It's a towel.
It is a towel.
Well, he rode.
It's a red challenge flag.
He rode Jaden Dine's back hindquarters through that hole and then just busted out, and Ace got a big job. Great job by the left side of that line. Jaden Dine, Kwani just opened a hole.
Huge gain for Ace Holmes, a much-needed play for the Cats as they get near the red zone. At the 24-yard line, Dalen Houston drops back, takes it himself, jukes outside the 20.
Oh, no.
At the numbers, he might go all the way, diving for the pylon. He touches, he's in. 24-yard strike for Dalen Houston. 6-0 Cats.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
I wish I knew what number that was, but he tried to break down Dalen Houston. Dalen just said, whoop, went to the sideline and then went Superman from about the 4-yard line.
I think it was
stretched it across.
Yeah, it was. It was the sophomore corner in Joshua Hines who got juked out of his Nikes right there. Yeah. Bobcats run the swing and gate. Dalen Houston is in there. They're going to go for 2 on this play. Here they will. They'll design the run out. Dalen's got the end zone, but he throws to Trayshawn Brooks, and the 2-point conversion is good, and the Cats lead 8-0 in the opening quarter with 6:12 to go. This is Bobcat football. You're watching KFJB-TV.
Marshalltown knows competition. We started forging trowels in 1890 and evolved into manufacturing tools for masonry, drywall, concrete, flooring, tile, paint, and more. Today, we're still going strong. Marshalltown strong. As a worldwide leader in manufacturing, we crush the competition. We believe in our community and are proud to support Bobcat athletics.
6:12 to go in the opening quarter of play. Bobcats leading it 8-0. A 2-point conversion to Trayshawn Brooks, and the Bobcats leading it here on the road at Drake Stadium with 6:12 to go in the opening quarter of play. So a hot start for the Cats as Finders kicks off. All brought to you by 5-Star Real Estate Group at the 41-yard line is where Roosevelt is stopped as the Bobcats make a nice tackle. Let's take a look at tonight's keys to the game with Dylan Dose.
First and foremost, number one, tip the scales. What I mean by that is Roosevelt, like Marshalltown's, a very balanced offensive team. I really believe the Marshalltown defense must force Roosevelt to play either all pass or all run. Early in that first drive, Marshalltown did a great job of shutting down the run. Second, D-line pressure. If they're going to have Wade back to throw, the front three have to get pressure. Offensively, I'd love to see 2 deep throws, 25-plus, big plays in the air.
Swing out to Panthade near side, up short of the 45-yard line as Weatherly tackles him out of bounds. 3-yard pickup on first down. It would be 2nd down and 7. Peter Panthade coming in off of a game where he caught last week a few balls, but Peter Panthade in this game a year ago, 5 receptions, 63 yards, and a touchdown. He comes in with 15 receptions, making his 16th of the season right there. Bobcats bring Panthade in motion. It's a jet sweep, and he's going to be eaten up in the backfield. Bobcats read it all day, and Nick Rebick, the inside linebacker, shot through the gap and read the play, tackled Panthade for a 2-yard loss on the wide receiver jet sweep. So 3rd down and 9, a huge play defensively for the Cats.
Great job by Nick Rebick, keeping contained. So important. Such a smart player. And as the Bobcats have shifted to that 3-3-5, they're really allowing Seth Smith, Nick Rebick, and Ace Holmes really to roam in that middle of the defense.
Shotgun formation for Wade. As the running back, Jaden Davison, stands to his right. They'll fake the handoff, look to drop back, pass over the middle. It was almost batted, but Panthade makes the catch at the 35, down to the 20, spun around short of the 15-yard line. That one was almost tipped out of there by the Bobcats over the middle of the field, but just out of the reach of the Cats, and Panthade makes the catch and a huge gain down inside the red zone.
That all came. Seth Smith went to blitz, and the blitz got picked up, and one-on-one coverage, middle of the field. Beautiful ball by Wade, and Panthade almost broke a tackle to make it 6.
Hurry up offense. They'll hand it off inside. They'll go, and down inside the 15-yard line on the run. It'll be a gain of about 6 yards 1 yard on first down. They had the ball on the scoreboard wrong. But anyway, running it right there, Max Masucci, 43 rushes on the season, 303 yards and a touchdown to his name. And Masucci is the one in there running it here on this. He'll stand to the right of his quarterback and Dominic Wade. 3 wide receivers set for the Roughriders. Bobcats leading at 8-0 here in the opening quarter of play. Wade will be forced out to the far side of the field. Loney was chasing him. He'll throw it out of bounds. Incomplete. His intended target was Danny Diggins on the far sideline. Good coverage by the Bobcats downfield, bringing up a long 3rd down and about 7 yards to go here.
Yeah, it was a great job as Loney was able to get to the edge. I thought Drew played pretty well defensively last week coming in for the injured Jackson Bowie. I thought
special teams wise, he's played really well last week too.
Yeah, he's done a really nice job. He had the return, the kickoff return for the touchdown.
51 yards.
He ran it right through the back of the end zone, no question.
Shotgun formation for Wade, the quarterback for the Rough Riders in the blue tops and white bottoms. He'll drop back, two-step drop, fires to the corner of the end zone. Panther Day, it is caught, touchdown. And just like a year ago, he makes a touchdown reception. That's his 7th receiving touchdown of the season. And, boy, he just owned the Bobcats on that drive right there.
That was just a simple corner route. And Tate Ring, when he was on the coach's show, Bobcat Live a couple weeks ago, he said one of the issues sometimes he has is he'll get locked in what's happening in front of him. And he said that's, as a new safety, that's something he's growing in. That's exactly what happened there. He got his eyes caught up in the backfield, and that little corner route by Panther Day.
No good on the PAT as they attempted. It is short for Daniel Falkoff, and it is 8-6. Bobcats still leading it here in the first quarter on KFJB-TV.
City within a city not far from here. The city includes a beautiful apartment building with indoor parking, a chapel, a movie theater, a swimming pool, exercise and recreational facilities, putting greens, and more. The city isn't really a city, but it is a wonderful place to live. Make friends and live your best life. It's the Embers Retirement Community in Marshalltown. The Embers provides security, independence, and companionship. Beautiful grounds outside and lovely studio, 1- and 2-bedroom apartments inside. See it for yourself. The Embers in Marshalltown.
Bobcat football brought to you tonight by Raycom of Marshalltown. When the Raycom building sign is lit in Bobcat red and blue, that means the game will be airing on KFJB and KFJB-TV. Raycom, located at the corner of North 2nd and West State Street. Raycom Critical Communications. Kickoff all brought to you by 5-Star Real Estate Group of Marshalltown, online at 5starhometeam.com. Back deep to return Trayshawn Brooks, but it's a pooch kick up at the 30. Bobcats going to get on it. I don't know what was going on there. Bouncing around, and the Bobcats late to scramble on it, but finally getting on it is Caleb Kusero. But Kusero just kind of waiting for that thing to kind of roll around, and meanwhile, Roosevelt was attacking downfield. That could have been danger zone right there as the Rough Riders just went down the field 59 yards, converting on that touchdown throw from Wade to Panther Day. Bobcats went 63 yards down the field on their opening drive here tonight and really looked good, especially on the ground with Dalen Houston, who capped it off with a 24-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, Dalen's a great runner. That 24-yard touchdown might have been his best of the year. That thing was phenomenal. Ace Holmes churned up yards as well.
Shotgun formation for Dalen Houston. Bring a man in motion in Nick Rebick. Here's the jet sweep. Rebick's going to cede ground. Breaks out of a tackle at the 30, and he'll break out of another ankle tackle. And on his back, he'll fling forward for a few yards. But right there, Nick, I thought he had at the hash marks a chance to cut it up earlier, but cuts it up late, and it's going to bring up 2nd down and 7 for the Bobcats, who this week moved to more of a 3-wide receiver set without that traditional tight end, of course, without Jackson Bowie.
Yeah, Jackson Bowie is out, but great news from his dad. Injury was not as bad as they thought, did not have to do as much reconstructive work. Says he could be up and running in a couple months, which is just crazy after seeing the injury last week.
A sweep again now, this time for Jasic Lee, who had a touchdown called back last week for the Bobcats. He'll work his way up over the 35 to the 37-yard line. Another solid game for the Bobcats of 4 yards. They'll bring up a manageable 3rd down and 3.
Yeah, this is where we see, this is that dual threat. Dalen, you said game changer. It's just reality. 3rd and 3, you can pass it, you can throw it. I love to see him on the edge where the defense has to guess what he's going to do.
2:45 and counting in the opening quarter. Bobcats leading it 8-6. Handoff is to Tate Ring, and the ball came out, and Roosevelt says they have it, and they will. Football is recovered by Roman Whitfield, the defensive tackle and senior, and Tate Ring right there got the handoff from Dalen Houston and never really controlled it. It was out of there, and Roosevelt retains possession.
One of the things we've seen a little bit is sometimes in running the ball, as the younger you are, sometimes it's not high and tight, and that ball never got to his chest, and Tate had it around his waist, so it was knocked away. Bobcats are kind of shooting themselves in the foot here. Rough Riders with great field position to see if they can get on top of the Cats here with 2.5 minutes left in the first.
Wade, that's quarterback for the Rough Riders. He'll drop back to pass, about a 3-step drop back, looking, and his wide receiver falls down in Peter Panthade, and they're going to call pass interference on Trayshawn Brooks from a push from behind, and that's going to be a first down for the Rough Riders.
I thought their feet just got tangled a little bit, but they're going to call, I think they called more the fall than the actual push or trip, because I think it was just feet getting caught up.
It'll be a first down, and the Rough Riders will move the ball down inside the 25 at the 20. 15-yard penalty, and a first down for the Rough Riders.
Bobcats have been playing pretty clean football of late, and this last couple plays, Bobcats have really put themselves behind the 8 ball, now inside the red zone for Roosevelt.
Jay Davison stands to the right of his quarterback, takes the handoff off left tackle, bounces outside the numbers. Nick Rebick, as well as getting in there to help make the tackle for the Bobcats, Drake Kapayu. And that will bring up a second down, as it's a run of nearly 4 yards for Jaden Davison, who comes in 217 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns, 5 receptions, 16 yards on the season. Ball resting on the near side hash mark. Second down and 6.
I would look at George Williams in here, the big 6'4" tight end, one of Wade's favorite targets.
Panthade, they fake the sweep. Wade will keep it, tries to reverse field, and blown up in the backfield. That's going to be a loss of just over a yard, as Wade no room to work with, and the Bobcats are there to eat him up in the backfield. As getting in there, Quanian Quani, as well as in there at defensive end, Nick Lucas, who will get some run at defensive end following Jackson Bowie's injury.
And we've seen a little bit of a shift here down in the red zone. It's a traditional 4-3 with Nick Lucas on, and you don't see Tate Ring out there. Who you see is Drake Kapayu and Trayshawn Brooks in those safety positions, with Rogelio Seren at the top side corner, Braden Weatherly near side. Would not be surprised to see a corner for Panthade out of that slot.
Third down and 7. Wade fakes like he's going to run, now rolls out to the far side of the field looking for the back of the end zone. That's Panthade, incomplete. He had a beat on the man in Trayshawn Brooks, but it is incomplete, bringing up 4th down and 7, and we will see if the special teams unit comes on here. Velkov, who missed the PAT, didn't have enough to get it to the bars, and he is 0 for 1 on the season on his field goal attempts. So I doubt we'll see the special teams unit out.
They're going to keep the defense out, but Panthade did go to the first touchdown area. They went that corner route out of the slot, and it just better defense by the Bobcats, but Wade also threw it out of bounds where Panthade could not catch it.
Bobcats, we've got to watch out for a little drag route for Panthade to try to pick up that first down. Bobcats show blitz. They'll back off. They'll send 4 guys in. Nick Lucas trying to chase down Wade. Wade's going to go. Nick Rebick didn't have his head up, and he's going to allow Wade to get the first down. Nick Rebick was looking back the other way, and for some reason didn't make a play on Wade, but he scrambles for the first down. He picks up 8, and if Nick would have been a little more Johnny on the spot right there, that would have been a stop and a turnover on downs. But unfortunately, the Rough Riders get into a goal-to-go situation. It'll be 1st and goal at the 7.
Yeah, really frustrating situation there, but that's what we talked about pregame. That's where Wade can run, is when everyone is all the weapons connected with all the weapons. That's where he picks a spot, picks up on a 4th and 8.
1st and goal at the 7. False start. Looked like the right guard moving a little bit too early right there in Luau Clark, and so that'll be a 5-yard penalty, and this will back the ball up at the 12-yard line. Ball resting on the far side hash mark here. So this the 3rd drive of the game for Roosevelt. They just got a Tate Ring fumble and now get themselves inside the red zone here at the 12. It is 1st and goal. Wade will hand off to the running back. A sweep to the far side of the field. Breaking a tackle is Max Masucci, and he's into the end zone. 12-yard touchdown run for Masucci.
For Pete's sakes, that looked like he was down dead at the 9. And he was just patient. Nice job by Masucci by not pressing into the hole too much, allowing it to develop, bounced to the outside, and strolled in for the Rough Riders' 2nd touchdown right before the end of the 1st quarter.
So Masucci runs it in from 12 yards out, and Roosevelt's going to go for a 2-point conversion. leading 12-8. Bobcats just, as we have 6 seconds in this first quarter, it was a really good about 6 minutes to begin the game, but the past 6 minutes have not been good here in this first quarter. Wade out for the two-point conversion. He's going to go through the air, pass out far side. It is broken up, and a nice play. Rogelio Seren read it all the way. It's incomplete, and the Bobcats trail by 4. 12-8 our score is Roosevelt on top here at Drake Stadium in downtown Des Moines on KFJB-TV.
Choose Marshalltown Community College for your education.
A quality education.
Hands-on career training.
Convenient on-campus living.
One-on-one attention from my instructors.
Earning my AA degree and transferring to university, all while saving money.
Why was MCC the right choice for me? The great student activities and the friends I met.
2 convenient locations and the option to take online classes.
The right choice is MCC.
Just 6 seconds to go in the opening quarter of play here at Drake Stadium. A 35-yard drive as they had a short field set up, and they go right down the field for the touchdown. Max Masucci punching it in from 12 yards out as Roosevelt has the lead, 12-8. Kickoff, all brought to you by 5-Star Real Estate Group of Marshalltown, online at 5starhometeam.com. We've seen short kickoffs here tonight for Danny Diggins, a kicker for the Roosevelt Roughriders. Trayshawn Brooks back deep to return, and Diggins will kick this one deep as it will be fielded up around the 12-yard line. And up the near side, the Bobcats will bring it and push back, and not a whole lot of forward progression going right there. I believe that was Malachi Holmes, the up man, it was Trayshawn Brooks. Malachi was deep right there for the Marshalltown Bobcats. So Bobcats will set up shop at the 23-yard line, and they've got to bounce back from that last drive where they fumbled it on a Tate Ring handoff, and Bobcats will end the opening quarter here. It is 12-8 at the end of the first quarter. Bobcats trailing on the road right here on KFJB-TV.
And save for your child to go to college. But medical school after graduation was a surprise. A happy, expensive surprise. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When opportunities surprise you, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
At the end of the first quarter, the Bobcats are trailing 12-8 here at Drake Stadium in Des Moines. I'm Brandon Lewis, Dylan Dose alongside me. Time to get a regional scoreboard update, all brought to you by Central State Bank.
The Maroons are taking care of the Cyclones of Ames as Dowling's up 21-0 in the first over Ames. East Marshall leads South Hardin 7-6 in the first. West Marshall leads Roland Story 7-0. Waukee Northwest over Centennial 14-0.
Shotgun play. Formation for the Bobcats. Dalen Houston. A counter play to Ace Holmes. He'll go off right tackle, breaks the tackle. He's got room to work with. Cuts back inside at the 40, up to the 50, and finally brought down over midfield at the 45-yard line. Boy, he's got a next-level burst here tonight. Ace Holmes on the run.
That was power, vision, and then he hit the hole and showed the breakaway. That was a great run, and I just encourage us to do that again.
33-yard run for Ace Holmes as the Bobcats with a much-needed play right there, starting at the 23 all the way up over midfield on that first play by Ace Holmes.
Yeah, Bobcats needed to punch back after giving up 2 touchdowns in a row to Roosevelt.
Shotgun formation for the Bobcats. Dalen Houston has his running back still in there, and Ace Holmes looking to pass. He's going to roll out to the far side. Flags fly. Dalen Houston will put a head down. He'll get over the 40, but this one most likely coming back in the area of holding.
Yeah, as Dalen rolled around, Bobcats caught it. It might have been on Clay Jakey as they were coming around the edge there.
$12-8 our score. As the Bobcats trailing it, trying to get something going here tonight, but shooting themselves in their own foot after a huge play by Ace Holmes.
Yeah, Holmes, 5 carries, over 60, has 62 yards on the ground at over 12 yards a clip. And as an offense, Bobcats almost have 100 yards rushing with 7 yards through the air on 2-for-2 passing for Dalen Houston.
11.5 minutes in the second quarter of play. Bobcats with a first down and 23 yards to go. A sweep far side of the field. Ace Holmes puts a head down, rolls off the pile. We'll move ahead for about 4 yards. Still going to be a very long second down for the Bobcats. Through the air tonight, we haven't really seen them have to do much through this first half of action, as we've only seen, one or two passes so far. But the Bobcats, the ground game has been really good. But second down and 17 after that gain right there. Bobcats, I feel, have to be creative to kind of get through this defense, because I think they can own the line of scrimmage like we talked about earlier. Yep. But how do you attack those DBs here tonight as well?
Yeah,
Very
you have
good
this
linebacker squad.
Sucked up safety. You have got to be aggressive on the outside.
Dalen Houston goes to the air over the middle of the field. Caught Trayshawn Brooks at the first down markers. It's incomplete. That'll bring up third down and 17. He had it, but when he hit the ground, it popped out, and it's incomplete. Bobcats almost with a big play to Trayshawn Brooks.
Yeah, it was exactly what we talked about. They pushed it down the field, put it right on his numbers, and Trayshawn was able to angle himself over in front of the DBs, but the impact of the ground knocked it out. Now we sit at 3rd and 17, and I don't know if Coach Goodman wants to have a lot of 3rd and 17s here.
Break the huddle with the wingback and Jasek Lee on the near side of that offensive line. Put a man in motion in Nick Remick. Fake the handoff. Quick pass out to the far side. As it is caught, but going back is Corey Smith. And as he cedes some ground right there, the Bobcats only going to pick up maybe about a half a yard. Bring up fourth down, and the Bobcats are going to have to punt with 10 minutes to go in this opening quarter.
My thought is they wanted to go short, see if they could get some form. It almost kind of looked like they wanted a tunnel screen type thing where the slot receiver would come out and create a block, but that just did not work whatsoever. And the Bobcats had a big 33-yard run, all go for naught.
And now they had too many men on the field, and so that's going to be an extra 5-yard penalty, backing them up even further on the other side of the 50 here. So things just not getting any better for the Bobcats in the last about 9 minutes of the game. As the Bobcats shooting themselves in the foot, they had a 33-yard run with Ace Holmes on this drive, but then penalties did them in.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looks like is Dalen
Houston's going to be back to punt, as Johan Gomez not out there to punt. Dalen punted a lot last year. Boy, they are set in the house as Roosevelt. Dalen Houston will punt this thing away.
Good punt.
And that will hit at the 40, but take a Roosevelt bounce, and the Bobcats are on it just inside the 40-yard line. 9:30 to go in the second quarter. Bobcats trailing 12-8. So the Bobcats defensively ceding a couple touchdowns on the last two drives for Roosevelt. What are you seeing out there? The Bobcats need to do better.
So the last touchdown really came down to just great field position for Roosevelt. But what it really comes down to is those slot receivers are doing everything for the corner, so the safeties have to realize they're not going to cut across the middle. What they're doing is to cut in to go back to those corners, so you have to get depth if you're in that back four.
Dominic Wade at quarterback for the Roughriders. Now with three wide receivers set with Jaden Davison as running back to his left. He'll hand it off, and Quanning and crew are there to eat him up in the backfield. As in there as well with Santa Cruz and Seth Smith for the Bobcats. A loss of 3 yards on first down. That's what you like to see. The Bobcats did that on the first drive for Roosevelt, as they weren't able to do anything, and they had to punt their first drive away.
Quanning has 2 tackles for loss already. There's something that happened at Valley that I think that he has been a completely different player. He's always been a good hole filler, but he has been aggressive, gotten great depth off that defensive line. He has really woken up as a really important defender for the Bobcats.
Put a man in motion. Wade rolls out near side. They'll pass to Williams, the tight end. Missed the catch, slips the tackle up over midfield at the 50. And Tate Ring not able to bring down Williams one-on-one, and Williams owns the matchup. He's a big tight end at 6'4", 230. A senior, 28 receptions, 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. coming into this one. That's a nice catch right there for Williams to get over into Bobcat territory.
That was all on Wade being able to extend the play on the rollout. And it's so difficult for 3, 4, 5 seconds to get to cover a 6'4" tight end dragging across the field.
Still all spread out here for the Roosevelt Rough Rider offense. Bobcats showing a little bit of blitz off the edge. They will bring in a man. And Seth Smith's going to get back there. Wade just kind of sidearms that thing. And it is going to be incomplete. I think he might have been out of the tackle box just. And so it's going to be incomplete, bringing up 2nd down and 10. That's the thing. Bobcats, can they create some pressure? I don't think that offensive line, quite the offensive line we saw last year for Roosevelt. So I think pressure is the name of the game, because Wade's not one of those guys who's going to drop a dime on you if he's got a man in his face.
Yeah, the big thing is Bobcats have tried to bring pressure at different points. The big play to Panther Day in that first scoring drive, Seth Smith was picked up on that blitz, but I'm with you. You've got to mix it up where you're coming. Maybe bring 2 linebackers at points to get Wade.
Handed off on 2nd down and 10. A lot of room to work with, but I think Nick Rebick was able to get a shoulder in there and drop down as Jaden Davidson ran into some of his offensive linemen after a 5-yard gain, bringing up 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, Ace Holm was able to knife through and get something. We're pretty lucky because Roosevelt had the Bobcats defenders twirling and spun around, and it looked like Davison might have a big hole. But Ace, we've seen it a lot this year. Ace clears up and covers up holes pretty quickly.
Hudson Miller now in at tight end, a dual tight end formation here for Roosevelt. Drop back, look to pass. Wade's going to scramble out to the near side. He'll pump fake and he'll run for the 1st down out of bounds at the 35-yard line. That is a run of about 7-8 yards right in there, and that will move the sticks and pick up a 1st down for the Roosevelt Roughriders. That's what I mentioned. Wade's not going to run for 100 yards in a game, but he will pick you apart if you're not fundamental in keeping him contained inside of that pocket.
Yeah, when we're talking about that defensive line pressure, there does have to be a linebacker that is setting edges, keeping an eye on what Wade is doing, because once everyone turns their back, he's able to scamper for a 1st down.
Masucci will get the handoff. He'll try to go around left tackle, cuts it up at the hash marks, and runs into a brick wall for the Marshalltown Bobcats. Drake Kapayu in there to help make the tackle. Drake's one of the guys, didn't start early on in the season, but he's starting to work in here, and here tonight as Trayshawn Brooks not in there in that secondary, and Tate Ring back there as well, as the Bobcats have seeded a couple of big plays. It's interesting to see how the senior can work in there, because on the hardwood, we know he's a heck of a defender.
Yeah, you know, from that back end, the basketball skills seem to translate pretty well for the defensive backfield. Good athlete, very smart.
We'll hand it off. Back in there is Jaden Davidson. Tries to stretch it out far side of the field, but the Bobcats read it well. Seth Smith and Rogelio Soren there to make the stop. Only a gain of about a yard. It will bring up 3rd down and 5. And this is a situation here where it's 4 down territory most likely for Roosevelt, but last time it was a 3rd down and 5. The Bobcats could not get off the field. They gotta get off the field in these kind of instances, because Roosevelt not really built for those long converting plays. They're more of the big play. Can they nickel and dime you through the ground game?
Yeah, Bobcats have to be able to get pressure and keep him contained.
Davison with the handoff, a burst outside right tackle. He's got the 1st down inside the 25. Bobcats, I thought, maybe had him wrapped up, but he just burst out of there as he cut back towards the right hashes, and it's going to move the sticks.
For the 80s kids out there, Davison almost did that Tecmo Bowl zigzag. He started on the left side of the tackle, came back all the way to the right and zigged back up to the middle, able to pick up about 6-7 yards to get that 1st down.
Sam Norris, the center for the Rough Riders, will break the huddle as he'll cover up the ball here on 1st down and 10 at the 24-yard line. Williams, the tight end, he's going to go down the seam, and I think he was getting going early. I think that's going to be a false start on the Rough Riders, and it is. Yeah, he got going a little bit too early, the tight end on the left side of that offensive line, and it will be 1st down and 15 here for Roosevelt, who leads at 12-8. This is just kind of getting in that area where you feel like Bobcats maybe need a turnover, get that momentum back on their side.
Yeah, Bobcats really need to bow up here. It looks like we're going to get a timeout.
Tough timeout by the Bobcats. With 5:07 in the second quarter, Cats trail 12-8 here on KFJB-TV.
Businesses are the backbone of our community. Marshalltown Area Chamber of Commerce reminds you that when you shop locally, you are benefiting members of our community and adding to our local community overall. You'll find local business owners are generally more knowledgeable, provide better service, and even know their customers by name. Marshalltown Area Chamber of Commerce exists to be an advocate for our business community. Membership in the Chamber benefits your business and adds to the strength of our advocacy efforts. For more information on shopping locally and Chamber membership, go to marshalltown.org.
Marshalltown Bobcats take a timeout with 5:07 second quarter. First down and 15 for the Roughriders. What do you think that timeout was all about there for head coach Adam Goodvin? Or maybe it was called by Duncan Furch, defensive coordinator.
I really think that they did not feel comfortable with where they were set up. And I think also with 5 minutes to go, I think they thought the best use of the timeout, let's be sure. Let's be sure. We've already given up 2 touchdowns here. We don't want to go up an additional score. So let's just be positive with what we want, what formula, what personnel we want out there.
Offset shotgun formation, hand off to Danielson. He'll cut out near side. He's got a lot of speed to burn. Breaking tackles, carrying some Bobcats with him. Bobcats have got to wrap up on Jaden Davison as he's able to get his way down to the 15-yard line. And that's a 9-yard gain on first down. As Ace Holmes, Braden Weatherly in there to make the stop for the Bobcats, but ceding quite a few yards there on 1st and 15. It's a gain of 14.
Yeah, the Bobcats tackle like an old Andre the Giant match. It's that big bear hug. They try to wrap up by the shoulders, and you just can't do that. And Roosevelt is just running roughshod over us, and we have got to hit thighs. We've got to hit at the waist and wrap up.
4 wide for Roosevelt on 2nd down and 1. Bobcats showing a little bit of blitz off the edge, a little bit of pressure. Pump fake. Wade will scramble out and throw it out of bounds. It's incomplete. And that will bring up 3rd down and 1. They probably knew they had one more opportunity, kind of 4th down territory here. They had a short 2nd down, 3rd and 1. Probably right here is where you see them try to run it and pick up the 1st down.
Great job by Seth Smith there. He brought the pressure, but the senior linebacker was able to set the edge and contain Wade to where he couldn't pick up it with his feet, and he had to throw it away.
3 wide receiver set. Williams, the tight end, is now standing to the right of his quarterback. Probably going to block here for the running back in Davison. He'll hand it off right up the gut. Davison has a first down, breaks the tackle. He's going to cut all the way to the other side of the field for a 16-yard touchdown for the moment, but it looks like this is coming back. A flag is on the play and in the area of holding, and it is going to be holding. And so this is going to be a long 3rd down and about 15 yards to go for the Roosevelt Roughriders on that spot foul. So a little bit of a break right there for the Bobcats, holding on that interior line for Roosevelt.
Yeah, it became that Davison was set, that play was set to the right, and they were blocking that play to the right, and then he did a cutback, and it seemed with that cutback, when the Bobcat defenders went to shift, Roosevelt didn't disengage. And that can be difficult on an offensive line when you cut direction, but we'll take it as Bobcats here. It is 3rd and 8.
3rd and 8 after the spot foul. Resting on the 22. Take the snap. Wade drops back. He's looking around. Finally gets it out late. And is it broken up? No, it is not, as it is caught by the wide receiver and Danny Diggins. The senior makes the catch near the 1st down marker. It'll be 4th and 1. It's a pickup of 7. And they're going to scramble to the line. Most likely going to run it here with Davison up the middle. See if the Bobcats can make the stop. And they won't. Davison has it. Breaks the tackle. Slips at the 10-yard line past the defender, and it's going to be a 1st down inside the 10 at about the 70-yard line. And the Bobcats just not defending the run very well here tonight.
Yeah, and that 3-4 defense, they are just getting kicked out. And then it's getting to that second level incredibly easy. And we've had really these instances where linebackers are missing tackles, where it's having to go to that safety level. Bobcats have not been tackling as well as they have in previous weeks.
1st and goal at the 7-yard line for Roosevelt. Ball on the near side hash mark. Panther Day in motion. He'll go out to the far side of the field. Pressure behind Dominic Wade. He'll throw it out of bounds. I don't know how many times he's done that here tonight, just throwing that ball out of bounds. But luckily he gets that one just away before the pressure was near him. 2nd and goal from the 7.
And I think the whole Des Moines Roosevelt sideline would have liked him to throw that out of bounds a bit more, because that became quite dangerous right over Seth Smith's hands, right in front of Tate Ring. Another step or two would have been a pick.
Jaden Dine will check in at defensive tackle. David Santa Cruz checks out. They need to beef up that interior, stop this run.
Yeah.
2nd and goal at the 7. Hand off to Davison. He's got the left guard pulling from Davison. Tries to get through, but the Bobcats are there to stop. And it's coming up and helping make the tackle for the Marshalltown Bobcats, Owen Eaton on the play.
Yeah, Ace found a way to get in there too, chopping down the tree of Davison. And it really, these are the moments. 2:20 to go. Bobcats get the ball to start the second quarter. It's now down 3rd and 4. Can you bow up? Can you stop this Rough Rider offense?
Yeah, Roosevelt did receive the opening kickoff, so yeah, the Bobcats in the second half will receive. 12-8, Roosevelt on top. 3rd down and goal at the 4-yard line. Williams, the tight end, is standing to the right of his quarterback. Handoff, Davison right up the gut. Bobcats have him stopped short as Kwani helps push him down. Is coming up with another nice stop. Owen Eaton again there on the play in the heart. It's going to be 4th down and goal at the 2.
Owen is a sophomore that we're seeing play a little bit more and a little bit more.
Timeout, Roosevelt. We're at 1:45 before halftime. We'll take the timeout with them. Bobcats trailing by 4 here on KFJB-TV.
It's time for a new ride or a new-to-you ride. Lennox Employees Credit Union is here to help with new and used vehicle loans. Rates are as low as 2.24% for up to 60 months for new vehicles and used vehicles for 48 months. Go to their website, lennoxecu.com, for further details and membership eligibility, or call the office to talk to a loan officer. Low auto loan rates from Lennox Employees Credit Union, 1004 East Main Street in Marshalltown. Member NCUA.
Week 7 from Drake Stadium. On KFJB-TV, I'm Brandon Lewis. Still in Dose alongside me tonight. Key 4th down and goal from the 2-yard line for the Rough Riders. They took a timeout behind head coach Jared Barnett. They're going to come out. Jaden Davison, running back, standing to the right of his quarterback in Wade. Keep an eye on the tight end, George Williams, here to drag across the front of the end zone. He is going to come out to the near side. Wade's going to go for the end zone. Bobcats, I think, had him stopped at the beginning, but he jumps up awkwardly, falling backwards into the end zone. 2-yard touchdown run for Wade.
Yeah, Bobcats linebacking safety did not recognize Wade getting out there, and really it happened on, I believe it was Seth Smith and Kwani bumped on the edge. Yeah, you see this, that Wade, the fake handoff, comes around the edge, and Seth Smith and Kwani do bump each other, and unable, Wade does a great job of turning his body and falling into the end zone. This, what started out great, has turned into a nightmare as it's 18-8.
Wade out for the 2-point conversion. Davison standing to his left. Davison will get the handoff. He'll come near side stretch play, and it is 28. Bobcats have fallen apart defensively here in the second quarter. 1:36 to go before halftime on KFJB-TV.
Never have to wait after ordering new appliances. At Pence Appliance, you wouldn't. With an incredible selection in stock and ready to install today. Our friendly team is here to help you pick the perfect set to match your style. And let our professional technicians install and set up your new appliances, often delivering the very next day. Stop in today, see all the new features, and find your new look at Pence Appliance. For sales and service of everything appliance, go see the Pence team.
Well, head coach Adam Goodman assured us last night on Bobcat Live, seemed adamant that Bobcats would be able to control the line of scrimmage, but they have not here tonight, and the physicality has been on the Roosevelt side. 1:36 to go before halftime. Kickoff all brought to you by 5 Star Real Estate Group in Marshalltown, your home team advantage. Kickoff is away, and it's a good one back to the 2-yard line. Malachi Holmes has it. He'll reverse back up the middle of the field, get over the 20, and about the 23-yard line is where the Bobcats will set up shop. But Bobcats on their opening drive, they go 63 yards for a 24-yard touchdown by Dalen Houston. But since that time, Bobcats have fumbled and punted.
Yeah, I think the offense has been somewhat predictable, and penalties have kind of forced them into bad situations. Bobcats have 127, one timeout. We'll see where Coach Goodvin wants to be. If we can score before the half, get the ball right back, we're in great shape.
Well, Dalen's got to put the team on his back right here. Bobcats need a score before halftime. 5 wide receivers set, empty backfield. Dalen will call for it. He's going to pass deep on the near side. He's got his wide receiver, and Trayshawn Brooks up short of midfield, but a flag, and I think Bobcats are going to have a false start or somebody. Maybe not enough men on the line of scrimmage. Bobcats are...
Sakes.
I didn't see what the penalty was there, Dylan, but it is on the Bobcats.
Illegal formation.
False start is what it is. So 5-yard penalty. And Nix is about a 25-yard gain.
But what we saw there, Trayshawn Brooks went up and got it. We see 75% of the times they go to Trayshawn deep. What happens? It's a completion.
Yeah.
It's a completion. So I do not – it's one of the most successful
Head coach
plays.
Adam Goodman said that Dalen's got the green light to go to Trayshawn any time on those pass plays. So, I mean, it's just like –
it works.
It works. Why are we not getting it there?
It works in a lot of yards.
If you need me to go back there and sling it his way, I will. Trust me.
I trust
Throw
your
a ball
arm.
over the mountains. 1st and 15 for the Cats. Inside their own 20 at the 18. Dalen rolls out far side of the field, slings late, and no one home.
I don't know what that was.
That looked like Russell Wilson last night.
Yeah, you can't throw across your body and throw over the middle of the field. No one was there. Bobcats, that first, churning up some yards, a little bit of those out routes, and it seems all of a sudden they just got off on some bizarro world and nothing is quite clicking.
2nd and 15 at the 18-yard line on their own side of the field for the Bobcats. Ace Holmes stands to the left of Dalen Houston. 3 wide receivers set. Single coverage on Trayshawn on the top side of your screen. Counter play. Ace breaks a tackle, breaks another one, but not going anywhere. He'll gain about a yard up to the 20. 2-yard gain for Ace, and it's 3rd down and 13.
If I'm Roosevelt, I'm using my timeouts. I'm actually surprised that they're not. I would try to force the Bobcats in 3rd and 13. I want the ball back. Bobcats haven't stopped anything in about a quarter and a half.
Bobcats in no hustle to play here either.
If I'm the Bobcats, this is what I'm doing. I'm milking it because it's 3rd and 13.
Yeah.
I just don't understand Roosevelt not using their timeouts to get the ball back.
They have 2. 3rd and 13 as the play clock down to 4 seconds. Snap will come with 1 second. Handoff to Ace right up the gut. And I think Roosevelt's now going to use their timeout. No, they are not. And the clock will keep ticking.
I'll take it. Thank you for the gift, Roosevelt Roughriders, because I
think Roosevelt's happy with the 28 lead, too, coming into this game.
But what we've seen in the second half from the Bobcats, I actually think the decision right before the half by Roosevelt not to use their timeouts will come back to haunt them.
20-8 at the break. The Cats struck first. They went up 8-0, but it's been all Roosevelt since about the 6-minute mark in the opening quarter. And the Cats now find themselves down 20-8 at the break. This is Bobcat football. You're watching KFJB-TV.
Furniture and Mattress has your mattress. Every firmness, comfort, and support level, each at a great price. Make the investment today for a good night's sleep for years to come. McGregor's also has quality furniture for every room in your home. Beautiful, comfortable sofas, recliners, dinette sets, and office furniture to help you work and relax in comfort and style. McGregor's Furniture is proud to bring you quality furniture and great service, and they are proud to support Bobcat Athletics. McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, downtown Marshalltown, open 7 days a week.
Named Marshalltown's best pizza, Zeno's is the place to get delicious homemade pizza from scratch that the whole family will love. For some, it's a family tradition, and Zeno's Pizza is all about old-school family-owned pizza making. Zeno's respects tradition so much that they have had the same thin crust pizza recipe for over 70 years. There are a couple of ways to get your Zeno's Pizza. You can dine in, order online for pickup, or call 641-752-1245. Zeno's Pizza, 109 East Main Street, downtown Marshalltown.
Your home is the one place where everything should be perfect, including your air. Capon & Brown helps you achieve the perfect air you deserve with reliable, groundbreaking, award-winning Lennox products. Call Capon & Brown to hear more about how they can help you feel healthier and happier in your home. It doesn't get any more perfect than that. Call them today at 641-753-3563 or visit them online at caponandbrowninc.com. Your local premier Lennox dealer, where quality has been a promise for 48 years.
In times of financial uncertainty, how can you stay on track? Call on someone who's invested in your success. Zach Wall, your Marshalltown Edward Jones financial advisor, is here to help you. He will work to build a complete picture of your financial life, including your unique goals and passions, so he can help you achieve what's most important to you. Call Zach Wall at 641-752-3017 to schedule an appointment today. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Welcome into the Bobcat Halftime Report. Here's the voice of Bobcat football, Brandon Lewis.
Welcome into the Bobcat Halftime Report here on KFJB-TV and KFJB. Brandon Lewis, Dylan Doze alongside me, 20-8 at halftime. The Bobcats trailing it. As the Bobcats started the game off, on a good note. Moines Roosevelt started the game with the football, and they were forced to punt. The Bobcats got the ball on the 37-yard line and went 63 yards down the field. And it was you can see on KFJB-TV, just an excellent run by Dalen Houston as he went outside, faked the corner, dove for the pylon, touched it, and got in. And then the Bobcats were able to get a 2-point conversion with Trayshawn Brooks to jump up 8-0. But Roosevelt answered right back with a 59-yard drive of their own, a 19-yard touchdown pass from Wade to Panthade. And they still trailed. They missed the extra point, down 8-6 at that point. But since a 12-yard touchdown run by the on the 2-deep, Max Masucci, the backup running back, he had a 12-yard touchdown run, and then Wade, a 2-yard touchdown run just before halftime. And they got the 2-point conversion as well to go up 20-8 at the break. But, boy, ever since about the 6-minute mark in that opening quarter of play, it's been all Roosevelt.
It really has. That Bobcats came down, looked like they were rolling, picked up that touchdown first drive, got the 2-point conversion. Roosevelt did come down and score, make it 8-6. And then the fumble really became that 3rd and 3 play, low handoff. Tate Ring couldn't do anything. But really when it comes to a Bobcat situation, really comes down to that offensive side of the ball. Bobcats have not done anything in the air. It's all been on the ground, while the Rough Riders have been able to mix it up, balance with run and pass.
Our halftime stats all brought to you by Ken's Transmission of Marshalltown. Dylan, at the break, where do we stand statistically?
So Ace Holmes is doing Ace Holmes things. He has 8 carries, 70 yards. We have Tate Ring 1 carry for -1 yard and a fumble. Jacek Lee on 1 jet sweep has a carry for 4 yards. Dalen Houston 2 carries, 28 yards, including that incredible 24-yard touchdown. And then Nick Rebick had a jet sweep for 3 yards, all totaling 104 yards rushing. And really the difficult part of the Bobcats offense, 3 for 5 through the air for 8 yards. That's just not going to get it done, as Trayshawn Brooks has a reception for 5 yards, Jacek Lee has 1 for 2 yards, and Corey Smith has 1 for 1 yard. Now when you flip it over to the Roosevelt Roughriders, 76 yards on the ground, 81 yards through the air, makes it for 157 total. Peter Panther 1 carry, -2 yards. You have Dominic Wade, 4 carries for 17 yards, but 2 first downs and a touchdown. Jaden Davison became a problem late, 12 carries, 47 yards, and Max Masucci with a touchdown, 3 carries for 12 yards. Dominic Wade, 5 of 11, 1 touchdown for 81 yards. Peter Panther, his first 3 passes all went to Panther, including a touchdown, 3 catches for 58 yards. Danny Diggins, another favorite target, 1 for 7. And then George Williams picked up a huge first down with 1 catch and 16 yards.
Halftime stats all presented by Ken's Transmission of Marshalltown. We'll get our Ken's Transmission adjustments for the second half coming up later in our halftime coverage. At the break, the Marshalltown Bobcats trailing 20-8. As you look on at the Des Moines Roosevelt Marching Band getting all set up for their halftime show. It's homecoming for Roosevelt here tonight. This is Bobcat Football. You're watching KFJB-TV.
Sports Plus Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy Center, we customize each patient's treatment plan to their individual needs. What does that mean? It means that not every back or knee problem is treated the same, and that your program will be unique and designed especially for your needs or problem. This improves how quickly you will return to work or sports. The Sports Plus staff is encouraging and takes pride in your successful recovery. This is just one more reason why champions choose Sports Plus Physical Therapy as their favorite place to rehabilitate and train.
Since 1967, Jensen Ford Lincoln has served generations of families around central Iowa. Quality vehicles, professional service, knowledge of our product, that's a part of Jensen. But what's more important to us is a trust that is passed down from every generation. Jensen Ford Lincoln wants to serve your family. We want to be there for your first car, we want to be there for your family SUV, and we want to see you drive away in the Mustang you always dreamed of. At Jensen, we want to be here for you now and every mile along the way.
Welcome back to Drake Stadium. I'm Brandon Lewis, still in Dose alongside me. Let's get a scoreboard update at halftime around the area, all brought to you by Central State Bank.
Not a lot of close matchups here in Central Iowa tonight. Valley up on Des Moines Lincoln, 48-0 at half. Dowling taking on number 10 Ames and steamrolling them 39-0. Grundy Center having no problem with the 4-2 BCLUW Comets, 42-0. East Marshall had the lead 7-6. No longer, as South Hardin at halftime is over East Marshall 33-7. Waukee Northwest up 2 touchdowns on Ankeny Centennial 14-0. Waterloo West taking care of Cedar Rapids Jefferson 35-3. And then West Marshall has a little bit more pep in their step in the first half this week, up 21-7 over Roland Story.
That is our scoreboard update, all brought to you by Central State Bank. Discover what Central State Bank can do for you. Locations in Ames, State Center, and West Des Moines. Well, it's been a busy week for Bobcat Athletics. Congratulations to the Bobcat golf team. Having a great season as the team overall, as the Marshalltown boys golf team, came up short from getting to state, but Ryan Schmidt, as an individual golfer, got himself to the state tournament, and we continue to talk about it. We've talked about it on Bobcat Live, just the golf program and their ability to keep churning out things. And Ryan Schmidt, he's just a junior, and he's playing so well that it's great to see him get to state as an individual.
One thing, we've been able to talk to Coach Lucas Johnson a couple times on Bobcat Live, and one of the things he talked about was the growth. This was a younger team, more of a transitional team, being able to be the first Iowa Alliance Conference champs, a huge deal. But Ryan Schmidt came out and didn't golf well early in the season, started to get it rolling, and now he finds himself in state, and he's quite a good golfer. So anything can happen at the state golf meet.
And, of course, last night, cross country was at home. Next week, cross country will be at home for the conference tournament on Thursday night. And on Wednesday night, that's when we will have Bobcat Live, and we'll be at Wayward Social starting at 6 o'clock. Get there early, join us, grab a drink and some food, and enjoy the atmosphere and get ready to go for the week of activities. We do have a Thursday night football game on the road for the Marshalltown Bobcat football team, as it will be a busy Thursday night. But, it's just great to see a lot of forward momentum, a lot of good things going on in Marshalltown athletics.
Yeah, it really is. You want to continue to build, and I think where we're at with the Iowa Alliance Conference, with Marshalltown, I really feel like we have a chance to really start to build a very imposing program across the board. And I think AD Ryan Iskrig would say that he's very happy with the overall growth of the athletic department.
By the way, Ryan Schmidt today at the state tournament shot 4 over, a 74. Pretty good play there on the first day.
Yeah, I would take a 74 on 12 holes, so that's a pretty nice day.
Meanwhile, volleyball regional pairings in 5A Region 5 have been set, as Ames will host Marshalltown coming up on the 18th of October. And the winner of that one would play Waukee Northwest. So Ames and Marshalltown in the first round of volleyball action in Region number 5 in 5A.
Yeah, anytime you get a chance to defeat the Cyclones, I know the student body at Marshalltown relishes that opportunity. I know Coach will have the girls ready to rock and roll.
And, of course, like I mentioned, cross country was in action yesterday, as Marshalltown came in first in the boys at the 67th East Augustine Classic for the boys. They came in at first there, as just a good overall night. Meanwhile, on the girls' side of things, they had a couple of top 5 positions. Millie Heitman ran 23 minutes and 36 seconds in a 5K, Dylan. Can you believe that?
Yeah, that's incredible.
How fast do you think you could run a 5K?
Back in the day, faster than I can now. I think my fastest ever is like 24 something, and I had really trained. I think we're at about 32 right now. It's not pretty.
Micah Blevins was just footsteps behind her, 11 seconds behind. She got herself third place there with a time of 23:47. So anyway, good things going on in the Bobcat athletic programs, and we hope to have you along coming up this Thursday for Bobcat Live right here on KFJB-TV, as it's from 6 to 7. And coming up this week on Bobcat Live, we'll be joined by Lucas Johnson, head golf coach for the Marshalltown Bobcats, as well as Angie Nilsson, head girls swimming coach, Chad Pedig, cross-country boys leader, and get you set up for the conference run at Marshalltown Community College, and we'll be joined by head football coach Adam Goodvin. At the break, Bobcats trailing 20-8. This is Bobcat football. You're watching KFJB-TV.
American Grill is Marshalltown Steakhouse. Ribeyes and sirloins, aged, hand-cut, and served with your choice of 2 of Legends' legendary sides and a dinner roll. If you are a prime rib fan, Legends has prime rib every Friday and Saturday starting at 4 p.m. With 3 sides to choose from, it's chef-seasoned and slow-cooked to tender, juicy perfection. Try Legends prime rib, and you'll know why it's Marshalltown's favorite. Legends American Grill is Marshalltown Steakhouse. The right insurance agent can make all the difference. Assured Partners agents represent multiple insurance companies. They can pick and choose from a larger variety of outstanding insurance options. Assured Partners also handles life and health insurance and Medicare supplement coverage. With access to local, regional, and national insurance companies, Assured Partners will create policies tailored to the coverage you need. For more information, go online to assuredpartners.com/Marshalltown. Power through partnership with Assured Partners in Marshalltown, Toledo, and West Des Moines.
Welcome back to Drake Stadium as the band explodes here at halftime. We're trying to get you to listen in to the marching band here at the break, and that sounds a little bit better for the listening audience and Dylan's ears.
Yeah,
at halftime.
I think I can hear what you say. That is really exactly. We're awake. We're awake.
That's when you leave technology up to somebody else and you think, oh, that might work. No, let's go back to ours. We'll just trust our own stuff here.
I think that's good.
We'll blame that one on Drake Stadium because that's their crowd feed.
All right, I'll take it.
It sounded kind of like a zombie attack, really.
It did. 'Tis the season. It is October.
All right, let's get our halftime adjustments, all brought to you by Ken's Transmission in Marshalltown, Dylan.
First and foremost, it has to be variety in the offensive play calling and what we're trying to do. Four passes for 8 yards versus you've got to be able to throw the ball effectively as well. Secondarily, I think you may see from Duncan Furch, I think we may go more of that 4-3. We saw it more in the red zone. That the three down lineman has been rough. It's been rough. They've been able to get big holes out of that. It looks like I saw Kwani a little bit tired. He played really effectively. So I think we may see an adjustment on just that defensive line. And then it really comes down to just tackling better. You know, you can have 4 down linemen, you can have 5 down linemen, you can have 43 down linemen, but you just have to tackle.
If you can't tackle, then
it doesn't really matter.
Good. Poor tackling, and I just thought also not being in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, it very much so. It just seems like we're not finding where we're supposed to be. There has been a lot of different pieces in that back end, but I really think Drake Kapayu's played pretty well back there. Rogelio Seren continues to play well on the corner. It just seems like just not in the right spots, and a lot of patience by Davison. To be able to find the hole, ride the blockers, and get open space.
That is your halftime adjustments, all brought to you by Ken's Transmission, your family-owned transmission experts. Hey, Bobcat fans, thanks for watching on KFJB-TV tonight, whether you're watching on Facebook, Twitter, maybe on our YouTube app, as well as 1230kfjb.com. By the way, the YouTube app on your smart TV, things got better with our partner, Pence TV and Appliance, as, of course, you can head to our website right now, 1230kfjb.com, to sign up and win a 55-inch Samsung Smart TV. It's a Google platform. Great stuff right there for you, the viewer, and you can upgrade your TV thanks to Pence Appliance and TV. You can just head to our website right now, 1230kfjb.com, and sign up to win that 55-inch TV. We'll give that TV away week number 9 at our final home game, which is Des Moines North. The Bobcats have a lot of work to do here before week number 9. We're in week number 7 at Drake Stadium in downtown Des Moines. When we come back, we'll get the second half going. This is Bobcat football. You're watching KFJB-TV.
Ever seen what it takes to fix a transmission? It takes a lot of patience, a lot of experience, and a whole lot of talent. At Ken's Transmission, they have all the above. Family owned and operated with over 62 years of experience in all areas of transmission, keeping your vehicle shifting smoothly, and routine maintenance, repair, and replacement, including automatic and manual. For reputable service you can trust, Ken's Transmission. Ken's Transmission at 306 East Anson Street in Marshalltown is a proud sponsor of the Marshalltown Bobcats.
There's a city within a city not far from here. This city includes a beautiful apartment building with indoor parking, a chapel, a movie theater, a swimming pool, exercise and recreational facilities, putting greens, and more. This city isn't really a city, but it is a wonderful place to live. Make friends and live your best life. It's the Embers Retirement Community in Marshalltown. The Embers provides security, independence, and companionship. Beautiful grounds outside and lovely studio, 1- and 2-bedroom apartments inside. See it for yourself. The Embers in Marshalltown.
Why choose Marshalltown Community College for your education?
A quality education.
Hands-on career training.
Convenient on-campus living.
One-on-one attention from my instructors.
Earning my AA degree and transferring to university, all while saving money.
Why was MCC the right choice for me? The great student activities and the friends I met.
2 convenient locations and the option to take online classes.
The right choice is MCC.
Week number 7 of the high school football season. The Bobcats in, kind of a little bit of an unfamiliar situation against Roosevelt. That was 14-7 last year, and here this year, it's Roosevelt 20-8, and kind of going like it was back in 2019. Roosevelt dominated the Bobcats on that night, and they have the advantage against the Bobcats record-wise, 2-4 since 2010, and it's kind of a unique place to play. It's such a big stadium, and there's a decent crowd here tonight, but it is kind of empty out here as well, too. I mean, it'd be interesting to see what it's like if you really pack this thing.
Well, it has a similar feel to the Rose Bowl, and they pack it about as much as UCLA does the Rose Bowl. As we see a shot of the beautiful moon here tonight, what we're hoping
That's what I came for, is shots of the moon.
That's right. Keith Stewart's doing a great job down there.
Wow, look at that. I mean, just
it's gorgeous.
He's slowly zooming back.
These are the
now
nights.
You're going to work in the light? What a great shot.
These are the nights if you
that
find out.
That guy does not get paid enough. I'm telling you that right now.
No, not at all. Now we have 3 moons. I think we're like Jupiter or something. But tonight's the night that you find out if your friend's a werewolf. These are the type of moons that... See, brought to you by Brandon Lewis, Werewolf.
Teen Wolf.
Play by Teen.
Michael J. Tonight's
Fox.
moon coverage brought to you by Teen Wolf.
Michael J. Fox. Then you have Jason Bateman and the one and only Brandon Lewis in Teen Wolf. We got Wolf here.
Michael Apple's going to be coaching me on the basketball team, and then all of a sudden I break out into a wolf at halftime.
That's a movie I would go see.
Bobcats getting their final warm-ups before we get the second half started. By the way, rumor has it Marshalltown Bobcat basketball men's team has new uniforms this year, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that we might get a preview, as you were saying earlier.
I have a good idea. Let's not unlock the idea.
I'm not going to ruin the idea.
All right, I got to get it approved with Coach Apple first.
I co-sign it. And I think Coach Apple will love it. He's usually game for fun things.
He is. Yeah, he's a pretty fun guy. You know, him and I played a round of golf. He is.
Yeah, you said he was pretty.
He can bomb.
Pretty
He's
long
a bomber.
Off the tee.
He's
yeah,
pretty long off the tee. I mean, when you've got what is he, 6'4", at least 6'4"?
At least 6'4",
6'5"?
Yeah.
You got a little more girth behind you.
Yeah, he's.
Then when you're 5'9.5" like me, you're like, oh, hey, I'm 20 yards behind you at least every time.
Well, men of our stature, the preferred height, I think, for all American males is 5'7" to 5'10". But we just play the short game, slow and steady. It's tortoise and the hare, right? We're the tortoise, but we're going to get where we need to go. I do want to just update again. We mentioned it early in the broadcast, but Jackson Bowie's dad, Jim Bowie, let us know that his surgery was this week, and it went a lot better than they had previously expected. Jim says that they didn't have to reconstruct as much as they thought. Still had to do some plates and screws, but recovery time should be cut down. Long road ahead.
Yeah.
He's in a little bit of pain.
Not going to be an easy road to hoe, but you know.
But this is the crazy part of that. Buck could be up and running in a couple months. That's crazy to me. Maybe by the end of the year, looking into the beginning of the calendar
That's me
year.
on a Saturday morning. It takes me a couple hours to get moving.
That's right. You got to work the kinks out. Got to work. You're not a coffee guy, but I'm a coffee guy. Get 1, sometimes 2 in me. Work out the joints, and then
bringing back the coffee slowly.
Ooh, I like it.
We got that dark roast, low acidity level. It's all organic, can't have any of that pesticides ruining your gut.
That's right. I like to keep my Roundup and the Folgers in separate cupboards, not to mix the two. But we like
no
to keep
mixing of those, that's for sure. Hey, Bobcat fans, tonight's game all brought to you by Raycom of Marshalltown. When the Raycom building sign is lit in Bobcat red and blue, that means the game will be airing on KFJB and KFJB-TV. Raycom, located at the corner of North 2nd and West 8th Street. Raycom Critical Communications. Bobcats receive the kickoff to begin the second half. Kickoffs on KFJB-TV, all presented by 5 Star Real Estate Group. Buy, sell, love Marshalltown with Kristen Polly and the 5 Star team. Online at 5starhometeam.com. Malachi Holmes back to return for the Bobcats. Last time he returned it for about 20 yards. We'll see what he can do here. It'd be great to see Malachi get a big play. A little pooch kick up towards the 15. Tate Ring will pick it up. He'll cut up at the 25, and over the 25 is where the Bobcats will start with the football at the 28-yard line. So, good field position to begin the second half here at the 28-yard line. See what the Bobcats can do as they start up second half. This really you got to come out strong here in the second half, get yourself a score, because you cannot give up another score and hope to get your way back into this one the way the Roosevelt air game has been working tonight.
Yeah, Roosevelt's been able to do anything they want offensively, and so the Bobcats have to chew up some clock, but I'd like to you can still be aggressive. You don't have to go run play after run play. You can mix it up. We see Malachi Holmes actually out there in the slot instead of Nick Rebick in this opening set.
43 rushing yards and a TD in this game last year. He'll get the jet sweep, and here goes Malachi. He's got blocking. He's got room. Malachi's got a big run on first down. He's up over the 45-yard line, and Malachi Holmes, good to see you.
Yeah, you haven't mentioned that name yet this year, but doesn't mean you haven't mentioned it before. We have talked about big plays for Malachi Holmes, and interesting, Nick Rebick's not out there, Malachi in the slot. Now we know why. He is an exceptional runner, and out of that slot, he's got running back eyes, and so he was able to just pick and hit the gas in a huge play.
Malachi Holmes, Ace Holmes, no relation. 20-8. Bobcats trailing. Malachi Holmes out of the slot. Getting a little bit of motion there from his quarterback in Dalen Houston. Nick Rebick comes in motion, fake the handoff. Dalen's looking to pass. He's got pressure in his face, scrambles out far side, dumps it off late for Nick Rebick, incomplete, out of bounds. That's a good one. You got to know when to eat it, and he did right there.
One thing Roosevelt has done better than any team this year, and it's really with that linebacking group of Fanfield, Bradley, Claypool, and others, is they're a fast linebacking crew, and they've been able to contain Dalen on those rollouts, which is a big part of his game.
Trayshawn Brooks on the bottom side of your screen as the Bobcats go right to left on your radio dial, trailing 20-8, opening up the third quarter here at Drake Stadium in downtown Des Moines. Man in motion, Malachi Holmes. They'll run the same play they just ran a little bit ago. Near side, he'll cut it back. He's got a seam again up over the 50 and brought down shy the 45 at the 46-yard line inside of Roosevelt Roughrider territory now. 2 runs for Malachi. That's that speed. That's a speed you want to see on those jet sweep plays.
Yeah, when we just see Malachi Holmes just churning things up 25 yards on a couple plays quickly, and this is what we missed early on in the year. Malachi not suited up, and it looks like we're going near side here. Both Malachi Holmes, Trayshawn Brooks. There's a lot of talent on this side of the field.
Ace Holmes is the back standing to the left of his quarterback. Design QB run. And they'll pick up the first down, and much more is down to the 31-yard line before he is pushed out of bounds. A 15-yard run for Dalen Houston off of left tackle. And who is there leading the way? It's number 1, Ace Holmes. He's so good in that role.
Yeah.
Not only can he run the ball effectively, but he's a really, really good, solid blocker.
Yeah, Trayshawn Brooks abused Braden Page out on there. He drove him. Great block by number 8 for the Bobcats.
Dalen Houston surveying the defense here with 3 wide receivers. Wingback is Nick Rebick. Ace Holmes, the back, standing to the right of his quarterback. 3 down linemen on that defensive line for Roosevelt. Linebackers showing pressure. Dalen runs, and he's going to be drunk down just past the line of scrimmage. About a 2-yard gain, gets down to the 29-yard line.
Yeah, great job. Almost number 79 for the Rough Riders. Almost ripped that ball out of Dalen's hands, but he was able to put the lock on. I do like the mixed creativity. We haven't thrown the ball a lot in this drive, but you've seen carries by from multiple positions, from multiple ways, and it seems like Roosevelt's a little bit on their heels. Bobcats are getting ready to get into the red zone, have to execute here to keep in this game.
Something we've not said tonight. The Ethington Heating and Cooling red zone. Bobcats were on the 24 when they scored their last time, and that was on their opening drive of the game. Ace Holmes on second down and 8. He'll get a handoff, goes over left guard, get down to the 26-yard line. So a gain of 3. It'll be a manageable third and about 5 yards to go here, but still kind of that level where you know this is 4-down territory for the Bobcats. Officials blow the whistle. And I think Ace Holmes is going to have to come out for a play. I don't know if his helmet came off or what on that play, but Tate Ring will check in for the Bobcats, and they'll wind the clock with 8:58 here in this third quarter.
This is where the offense is bogged down a few times this season. It's 3rd and 5. Like to get something on the edge, but the Rough Riders done a great job with Dalen on the outside.
Bobcats will go to the air. Kucero's in the slot, and they'll pass Trayshawn Brooks over the middle. Field makes a tough catch down to the 16-yard line. It's a hookup of 10 yards as the Bobcats will move the chains and get into the Ethington Heating and Cooling red zone, and players motioning over from the bench as getting up Trayshawn Brooks after the catch.
That's tough. He
got hit right away, and he's staying down after the hit. I didn't see exactly if it was a tough hit or what it was, or if he just came down wrong on maybe a leg, but it doesn't look like he's limping too bad, but
no,
might have been an ankle. I'm not really sure.
No, when he went up, the ball was a little high. Trayshawn went up, kind of opened up his ribs. I think he may have just got the wind knocked out of him because he had to go up in the air and get it, and he, like you said, hit immediately. Looks like he's going to be okay. Not limping or anything like that. Just seems to be catching his breath.
Another catch for Trayshawn. He came in on the night, 16 receptions on the season, 244 yards, and a touchdown. 28-8, Bobcats on a drive here inside the Ethington Heating and Cooling red zone. Dalen Houston out of the shotgun, 3 wide receivers set. Rough Riders showing blitz here on 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line. Dalen will drop back, pressure in his face. He is going to get out on the near side. Dalen might have the end zone. He cuts it back. Hash marks, dives for the end zone. Touchdown. 16-yard rumble. Dalen Houston, touchdown Cats.
You want to know how many better running quarterbacks there are in the state? 0. There is nobody as good as him out in, and now he's down in the end zone, though. But there is nobody as good as him out in the, you look at here he pulls back, brings it down, eludes the rush, is able to really put number 14, lock him down, and jump in for the touchdown, but he is not getting up.
I think he might have landed on the football there. Looking on the replay, didn't look like there was an ankle injury, but when he dove, he kind of landed on the football.
Yeah, it looks like his hands are up by his face mask.
I'm not sure if we can see that replay again there for Dalen Houston, but looked like maybe at the end of it. He comes out near side, and then there at the hash marks, he cuts it back inside, dives for the end zone, and I don't know if it's that right shoulder or something. He's got the helmet off. Oh, ribs is what it is. He landed on his ribs right there as you see him here. Yeah. Again, that football's tucked down there, and I think right when he lands right there on his ribs, on the right side of his body, as he's driving to the end zone, he's going to get up on his own pressure and hustle off the field. Thanks to the coaching staff for the help out on that. But, good to see Dalen's jogging off on his own. And the Bobcats are back within 6 points, down 20-14. And this is where special teams comes in so big. Get yourself back within 5, and then if you get a touchdown, you're going to take the lead back and have a nice little margin there. But Johan Gomez is on for the PAT, 15 of 17 on PAT attempts coming into the night. Xavier Anderson to hold for the Bobcats. Nick Lucas to snap. It's good. Right through the uprights, and the Cats are back within 5. It's 20-15. Bobcats trail on the road at Drake Stadium in Des Moines, right here on KFJB-TV.
Nester closing in on that retirement property. Chances are your plans didn't include mom moving in, but life happens and you do the right thing. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement means caring for yourself and a loved one, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
Marshalltown Bobcats go 72 yards down the field and capitalize with a 16-yard touchdown run by Dalen Houston. Gomez put through the PAT, and it's now a 5-point game. That's the offense we want to see, Dylan.
Yeah, 163 yards now on the ground, but a huge third down catch by Trayshawn Brooks, accounted for 10 yards on that. And Dalen Houston with 2 big plays, along with Malachi Holmes with 2 big plays.
Chip shot down to the 30. Bobcats try to scramble and get on that thing, but Tate Ring just out of the reach as Roosevelt covers it up inside the 30 late. Kickoff all brought to you right there by 5 Star Real Estate Group in Marshalltown. That little pooch kick by Johan Gomez almost paid off.
Yeah, it was almost the flip of the first half where Roosevelt came down and scored and then got a turnover. Man alive, that was close.
So the Rough Riders will start at the 29-yard line.
And the Bobcats do switch to a 4-3 defense. I really thought that was going to be what they were going to do because they had so many difficulties. And here we see Clay Jakey playing this side end. Jakey and Kwani on the left side.
Drager on the far side of things. They'll run it right back up the middle with the tight end. And Williams is going nowhere as he'll be bottled up in the backfield. Kwani and crew are there to help make the stop. And I agree with you. You got to own that line of scrimmage because I think Bobcats have enough playmakers on the back end to handle things downfield potentially. But as we said, if you're not getting pressure on Dominic Wade, he's going to sit back there and he's going to find Panther or somebody to make a big play.
Yeah, it really was. And we had success with a 3-3-5 with that nickel defense, but it seems the more traditional 4-3 front may be more effective tonight.
Zion Spellman's on the far side of the screen. Pass out to the near side. That's going to be caught by Danny Diggins. Spun out of bounds at the 36-yard line. Somebody a good gain on second down. It will bring up a manageable 3rd down and 3. Ball resting on the near side hash mark as the Rough Riders go left to right on your TV screen and your radio dial here in the third quarter. 7:18 in the third quarter, Dylan, and the Bobcats offense starting to get things going. Defense has to match here in the second half.
Yeah, it really does. If the defense can get the offense the ball right back, it seems like the Bobcats are cooking a little bit. Get off the field, get your breath.
Ace Holmes showing pressure right back up the middle. He'll back off. He'll cover up, and Wade, the quarterback's going to scramble out near side, and right there are the Bobcats to make the play and stop him short of a first down. It's going to bring up 4th down and 1. It's a run of 2 yards by the quarterback in Dominic Wade. And the Bobcats make a nice stop right there. They're going to bring out the chains as it looks like a player for Roosevelt still down. I think that might be Jaden Davison, their running back, who is blocking. Everybody just kind of got bunched up there.
I think it's a Bobcat. I think it's
oh, you're right.
Malachi.
It is. All right. Might be Malachi Holmes.
It's hard. I think it's number 3 there. Number 1, it's Ace Holmes.
Is it number 1? Okay.
Yep.
All right, so it's Ace Holmes down on the field with 6:59 to go in the second quarter. 20-15 is the score. 4th down and 1.
It's a cram.
This is one you got to watch. You got to watch here. They might line up special teams, but might fake it. They might just keep the offense out here, knowing the Bobcats just got back within 5. They want to keep their offense going, but that would give the Bobcats huge momentum to get the ball back inside Roosevelt's territory. So, kind of a gamble. What do you want to do?
Is your middle name Belichick? Because that would be an aggressive move. I think you're actually right.
Yeah.
Maybe their name. Maybe this is the fighting Belichicks at Des Moines Roosevelt. I'm surprised they would go for it. This is where I would almost quick punt, but we had that effectiveness with Dalen Houston last year. But it looks like they're going straight for it.
Yeah, Bobcats got to get good push here off the line of scrimmage. 4th and 1.
Man alive, I'm surprised by this.
Dominic Wade at quarterback. Bobcats 4 down linemen. Linebackers showing some pressure. Handoff of Davison right up the middle. He's stuffed. No good on 4th and 1. Bobcats get the ball back. Huge play defensively.
That's why I'm surprised. That 4-3, we've seen it on this drive.
Take the lead here, man.
Exactly. You got to come and you've got to confirm it. This is exactly what Roosevelt did in the first half. Scored, got the ball back at the 35. For the Bobcats, we're here at the 38. But the Bobcats with that 4-3 defense had gotten pushed both run plays in this drive. I am shocked that Roosevelt's done a couple interesting things to me. One, not calling the timeouts to get the ball back right before the half, and 2, going for it in 4th and 1 in your own territory in the beginning of the third quarter.
Huge stop. Kwani and crew got really good push right up the gut, and Davison had nowhere to go. 38-yard line going in. Bobcats have it. Xavier Anderson in at quarterback for Dalen Houston, who landed on his ribs wrong on that last drive. Bobcats are running the ball very effectively here tonight. Tate Ring, the runner, here on 1st down and 10, as Xavier Anderson will be in there at quarterback. We talked to him yesterday on Bobcat Live, and I thought he was kind of a cool, calm, collected cat. As we have 2nd down and 7, Tate Ring in there because Ace Holmes also is cramping up defensively.
Yeah, right now I really like Tate's game. I would love if Tate would hold that ball high and tight. He holds it right around his waist.
Xavier Anderson, a state wrestler, as he got down to the state tournament last year. They'll show blitz and a direct snap right to the running back in Tate Ring, and he'll plow ahead for about a 3-yard gain and bring up 3rd down.
Dalen seems to be motioning to the sideline. He seems to be standing okay, but it looks like that might be calling on a mom or something up there.
Ace Holmes on the far sideline, still stretching things out. He was on the trainer's table on the far sideline. He's stretching maybe that calf out. 3rd down and a short 5. We'll call it a long 4 here. 3rd down and a long 4 for the Bobcats. Tate Ring the back. Xavier Anderson in the shotgun. He'll call for the ball. Fake it. He'll roll out far side. Look at a pass. Xavier Anderson will dump it off. That's a good pass, but just off the fingertips. The pass was a little bit high. Intended for Caleb Kusaro as Xavier Anderson, just with a nice play. He faked like he was going to run. The defender came in on him, and then he dunked it over, but just a little bit high on the pass. I think maybe nerves kind of settling in. And 4th down and a long 4. The Bobcats going to keep the offense out there, trailing by 5.
He did everything right there. Brought the defender up and just couldn't put it right in the numbers because Kusaro had more than enough. He kind of had to dunk it over.
Yep. Dump it over the defender, which probably kind of affected the throw. Handoff, Tate Ring. He'll go right up the gut. I think he's got the 1st down, and yes, he will. And the official will mark it. Yes, a 1st down. He's signaling, and the Bobcats will move the chains on 4th down and 5. Tate Ring runs off right guard to pick up the 1st down. Good job right there for the Cats to get some push on that offensive line. And the official was saying, yeah, you got it right away. And now they are moving the chains.
I haven't seen them move the chains yet. They're going to measure. It looks like they're going to measure.
They are going to measure.
But they need the 33, and it looks like he's well over the 33 by about half the football.
Yeah, it does. The far side official was given that little side motion that they will to give the 1st down indication. And the head umpire said, hey, we want to slow the game down, and we'll measure. And they will, and they'll find out it is a 1st down. Well within reach. Kwani pumping his chest, and the Bobcats get the 1st down, and now everybody jumps over the chains as they go back to the other side of the field.
It's a whole game of double dutch here at Drake Stadium. We see Ace Holmes back out there. We see Ace Holmes out there. No Dalen Houston, but we do see Ace Holmes, who's almost at 100 yards rushing here tonight. 84 yards for the senior.
1st and 10 at the 28-yard line, going in for the Marshalltown Bobcats. Xavier Anderson calls for the ball, hands off to Ace Holmes. He'll plow right up, spins off a tackle. He's going to get down to the nearly 21-yard line, and that's a good run of 70 yards on 1st down for Ace Holmes.
I just want to know what the royalty rights are for Pinball Wizard, because it seems that's what we need to play every time Ace Holmes touches the football, because he spins and
another player down, and I think it's Quan. No, it's not Quan.
I think it's Ace Holmes. It's right. Ace Holmes again.
Ace Holmes still down on the field. He looked like he maybe got taped up. I know he always has those ankles taped up, but it looked like the calf, he was really stretching out over there.
It doesn't look to be.
I can't really tell exactly what it is, but we are in the 3rd quarter, 4:34 to go. Bobcats back within 5, of course, on a drive right here inside Roosevelt territory on KFJB-TV.
Never have to wait after ordering new appliances. At Pence Appliance, you wouldn't. With an incredible selection in stock and ready to install today. Our friendly team is here to help you pick the perfect set to match your style. And let our professional technicians install and set up your new appliances, often delivering the very next day. Stop in today, see all the new features, and find your new look at Pence Appliance. For sales and service of everything appliance, go see the Pence team.
Bobcat football on KFJB-TV. We are at Drake Stadium tonight. as the Bobcats will see their starting quarterback, Dalen Houston, come back onto the field. But, I know Xavier Anderson has not played a whole lot this year, but I thought that was a really good drive right there by him. He had an incompletion, but, boy, I tell you what, he made a really good play. That's the thing about Xavier Anderson, a young guy, sophomore, but when he's on the field, he makes a good impact. It's nothing negative. And we see Dalen Houston, the starting quarterback, back in there. 2nd down and 3 after a nice 7-yard run for Ace Holmes on first down. Tate Ring, the deep back, out of the pistol for the Bobcats. One wide receiver split out to the far side of the field. Oh, the Bobcats miss! Oh, my word. Almost a turnover as Malachi Holmes got in the way of the snap.
I think it was a direct
snap.
I think it's a direct snap.
He
on
was
the
not
jet
ready for
sweep.
it. Not ready for it.
Sure felt that way. And their start, I think, a little bit is with Malachi in that position. It's a little bit. Tonight's the first night he's touched the football, be it kickoff returns or anything. He's been playing a couple weeks, but it just seems a lot of rust for him.
3-yard gain or 3-yard loss for the Marshalltown Bobcats. 3rd and 5. Tate Ring handoff, bounces out, right tackle, tries to break a tackle. He will. He's fighting, clawing for first down yardage, and he's got it. Tate Ring, a 6-yard run, and marking a 7-yard run. First down, Cats.
Tate Ring, how he kept his feet there. He was getting chopped down like a big old redwood, but he was able to keep his feet and get the 3-4 extra yards and pick up the first down. Great job by the junior.
First down and 10 at the 16-yard line as the Bobcats break the huddle inside the Ethington Heating and Cooling red zone. We're not comfortable until you are. 1st and 10 for the Cats. Deep back. Still Tate Ring. Dalen Houston calls for the ball. Handoff. They're going to pull out left. Tate Ring's got the edge at the hash marks, diving down inside the 10. Mark it at the 70-yard line. And the Bobcats, with a nice run there on first down, are going to be a couple yards short of a first down. As Tate Ring just owning this drive right now. We've seen guys kind of take their hand at it. Malachi Holmes last drive. Ace Holmes earlier tonight. Dalen as well, but right here, Tate Ring running the ball effective, an 8-yard gain on first down.
What we've seen is with effective jet sweeps, effective quarterback runs, you know they may be running the football, but you don't know from where, and Bobcats are being able to churn up yards, especially with junior running back Tate Ring on this drive.
170 yards of rushing coming into the night for Tate Ring. Dalen Houston's going to roll out far side of the field. He's going to be flung down. He tried to get that. That should be an incomplete pass. Yes, it will be an incomplete pass. He was going forward. And the fans of Roosevelt do not like it, but that is the right call. The official on the far side right on it brings up 3rd down and 2. It was a horse collar play, in my opinion. We do have a flag back here on the 15-yard line down, and so we'll see exactly what that is. But I thought that was a horse collar play, too, on that tackle attempt on Dalen Houston.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. It's all the way on this side, so
that wouldn't be the call.
No, it's. And there's another flag, and he's done with it.
That one is on head coach Jared Barnett.
Barnett has been chirping for a long time, did not like the call. Now, if I was sitting in the Roosevelt seats, I would have thought that's a fumble, but I'm with you. I think it was a forward pass, and they had just been tired of hearing him. He had been talking and chirping.
Now they're warning him to get back on the sideline. Much like Dylan when he loses his mic privileges.
That's right.
Jared Barnett losing his sideline privileges.
I've done better in year number 3. I take away my own mic privileges.
So a sideline warning and then a sideline penalty. So this is going to be a first down for the Bobcats here. Half the distance to the goal will put it at the 4.
And it really would take away from it if it even mattered, if it had been a fumble or a forward pass. Really, Roosevelt is shooting themselves in the foot. It seems like they almost switched jerseys at halftime. Really, the Bobcats playing much smarter football, and it seems not only are players kind of making some mistakes on that Rough Rider sideline.
Can we get the ball at the 4 and can we play again?
You want the real answer or the one we hope for? The real answer is probably not. The hope is yes, we can.
It'll be
just
first
move
and goal
the
at the
forward.
4-yard line, and finally, 20 minutes later, I already had it called out.
Well,
Anyway.
and why Brandon is so angry, we have a reservation at 10:30, and so we need to get out of here.
Listen, Fong's Pizza is just down the road, and they have gluten-free pizza. And I know it's not on the diet, but crab ragoon pizza is amazing at Fong's.
It's awesome. I like the Thai pizza there as well. Both phenomenal.
Back to the game. 1st and goal at the 4. Dalen Houston, design QB run. Touchdown, Cats! And they take the lead back.
1, 2, 3. That's a hat trick for the junior quarterback. Dalen Houston looking like a tailback, but barely even touch. 6'4", glides like a stallion, goes into the end zone. He is special.
21-20. Bobcats looking to go up by 3 points here. They will run the swinging gate. A PAT really does nothing for you, but to go up by a field goal, that would definitely mean more in this situation. Dalen Houston in the middle of the field to run the swinging gate. He's going to roll out far side of the field. He's looking. He's got Trayshawn, and it is a 2-point conversion. They've hooked up twice here tonight. First time back in the first quarter, and here in the third quarter with 2:03 in the third quarter. Cats storm back and lead it now 23-20 on the road at Drake Stadium here on KFJB-TV.
Furniture and Mattress has your mattress. Every firmness, comfort, and support level, each at a great price. Make the investment today for a good night's sleep for years to come. McGregor's also has quality furniture for every room in your home. Beautiful, comfortable sofas, recliners, dinette sets, and office furniture to help you work and relax in comfort and style. McGregor's Furniture is proud to bring you quality furniture and great service, and they are proud to support Bobcat Athletics. McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, downtown Marshalltown, open 7 days a week.
Well, the Marshalltown Bobcats got a big turnover on downs, and they go down the field 38 yards. Felt like that drive lasted an hour to only go 38 yards, but nevertheless, they punch it in with a 4-yard touchdown run by Dalen Houston. And the Cats are back on top with a 2-point conversion to Trayshawn Brooks. 23-20 is now our score. Kickoff all brought to you by 5-Star Real Estate Group in Marshalltown. Your home team advantage as Johan Gomez back out to kick off for the Bobcats. Little pooch. Williams, the tight end, catches it at the 40, and it'll be dropped short of the 45. That's the thing I don't like about the pooch is that, you don't want the long return, but now if it was a long return, that's about where they'd be anyway. So
you have to
kick it deep.
If you're kicking the pooch, not the dog. You don't want to kick a dog. But if you're doing the pooch kick...
I thought you were a cat person.
I am, but I still like dogs fine. You have to get it over that second level. You can't just kick it to a tight end. George Williams has very good hands, 30 receptions on the year. He's going to be okay. You've got to get it over that second level.
What was the cat? The orange cat, the cartoon? I love the
Garfield?
Garfield, yes.
Oh, my gosh.
One of my favorite shows growing up. Also, Eureka's Castle. There you go. All right, up to midfield.
First Eureka's Castle reference of the year.
5-yard gain out on the far side of the field. His 2nd down and 5. Ball a yard short of midfield.
For those of you with Eureka Castle on your bingo card at home, kudos to you. You win.
Oh, boy. 4 wide receivers set. They bring Panthade in motion. Come near side. Wade's gonna have to scramble out. He'll pass late to Williams. Caught up at the 40. Reverses all the way to the other side of the field. Bobcats can't bring him down. And finally will shy of the 30-yard line. But we talked about it at halftime. Tackling had to be much better. It was on the last drive, but right there.
Yeah.
The bad tackling rears its ugly head. And Williams with a large gain down to the 32-yard line, and they nearly hit it up for a 20-yard gain.
Where Williams has been most effective is Wade is able to extend that play to 3, 4, 5 seconds. Bobcats got a little bit of pressure but weren't able to break through. Wade was able to find his place and then found the big 6'4", 230 tight end right over the middle.
So a 19-yard pickup to the tight end, and now they're going to run that sweep play to Panthade, and the Bobcats extend it out. Do a nice job, and right there on the spot, it's Corey Smith to make the tackle, and it's only a gain of 2. The Bobcats got burnt one time here tonight, but I think since then they've done a nice job, and they've done that really all season long, to extend plays out to the sideline and not get burnt on those sweeps.
Yeah, for the most part in those jet sweep actions or anything like that, the corners have done a nice job of setting the edge, coming up, making the tackle. And Corey Smith there from his safety position came up and made a nice tackle on Panther Day.
Ball on the 31 on the near side hash mark here for the Roosevelt Roughriders. Still take the snap, hand it off, and boy, he's eating up. Drew Lodi and crew in there to make the stop, and a good job. Jaden Davison all eaten up in the backfield. He'll gain just a couple of yards down to the 29-yard line. And that will end the third quarter as the Bobcats storm back with 2 touchdowns, and they shut out Roosevelt in the third. We head to the fourth and final quarter at Drake Stadium next, right here on your home for the Cats, KFJB-TV.
Marshalltown knows competition. We started forging trowels in 1890 and evolved into manufacturing tools for masonry, drywall, concrete, flooring, tile, paint, and more. Today, we're still going strong. Marshalltown strong. As a worldwide leader in manufacturing, we crush the competition. We believe in our community and are proud to support Bobcat athletics.
We head to the fourth quarter in just a moment. 23-20 is our score as the Bobcats are leading it here at Drake Stadium. Time for a scoreboard update. All brought to you by Central State Bank, Dylan.
The one final I have in is Denver upsetting Dyke New Hartford 30-20.
Cyclones.
Yeah,
not the Nuggets, not the Denver Nuggets.
No.
But
funny enough, Nikola Jokic plays center for the Denver Cyclone football team. No.
3rd and 6, ball at the 29-yard line for Roosevelt as we start up the fourth quarter. Bobcats leading by 3. Wade's going to roll out to the near side. Pressure in his face. He keeps backing up. Going to try to get rid of it. He will late, and it's out of bounds. No way. Panther Day had it. He's out of bounds. It's going to be 4th down and 6. Huge play for the Bobcat defense right there, getting some of that pressure in the backfield as boy, I did not see who that was. Who was that? Was that Seth Smith running after him?
Seth Smith came up with that secondary pressure, and Dominic Houdini Wade.
Lincoln Barker, I think, might have been in there to help too. But anyway, great job on the Bobcat defense to try to get that pressure on Wade. And 4th and 6 right here. This is a big play early on in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, huge play. Bobcats have been much better controlling the line of scrimmage here in the third and fourth quarters.
Davison standing to the left of his quarterback and Dominic Wade at 4th and 6 over the middle of the field. Caught at the 20, breaking a tackle late. End zone. 29-yard touchdown. Caught Zion Spellman. How does that happen?
My goodness. Couldn't get the pressure to get it. Wade was able to step in the pocket, threw a dime right on the slant pattern, and then poor tackling, and Spillman just turned around, and it was nothing but blue end zone in front of him.
Right there. Seth Smith almost tackled him at the same time he caught it, and he broke out of that, and it's 6.
Yeah, that slant pattern's very difficult to defend one-on-one, but you've got to wrap up the tackle. Bobcats can't. Get 6 for the Rough Riders.
They'll go for 2, leading by 3. Wade drops back, looks to the far side. Boy, that's... Oh, it's caught! Incomplete! I thought too easy for Panther Day, and it was too easy because he took his eyes off of it, and it's incomplete. It was actually not Panther Day, it was Danny Diggins. Incomplete. It remains a 3-point game. 26-23. Roosevelt back on top in the fourth quarter with 11:38 to go on KFJB-TV.
Marshalltown's best pizza, Zeno's is the place to get delicious homemade pizza from scratch that the whole family will love. For some, it's a family tradition, and Zeno's Pizza is all about old-school family-owned pizza making. Zeno's respects tradition so much that they have had the same thin crust pizza recipe for over 70 years. There are a couple of ways to get your Zeno's Pizza. You can dine in, order online for pickup, or call 641-752-1245. Zeno's Pizza, 109 East Main Street, downtown Marshalltown.
Roosevelt answers back with a 62-yard drive of their own after the Cats scored from 62. 4th down and 9. They go for it and get a 29-yard touchdown pass. Spellman from Wade, 2-point no good. Kickoff all brought to you by 5 Star Real Estate Group. Kickoff angling towards the sideline, and it will go out of bounds. And the Bobcats will have solid starting field position here on their drive with 11:36 to go in the fourth quarter. Kind of a deflating play. How do you answer back after that huge 4th down conversion and a touchdown?
You've got to keep it rolling. I really thought the best play Roosevelt had in that drive was probably Dominic Wade able to get out of the grasp and just throw it away to make, otherwise it would have been about 4th and 18, 4th and 20.
Yeah.
And was able to keep it. But the Bobcats now have it at the 35. Great job by Malachi Holmes, not rushing up, getting that side spin on the ball. Great field position. Now the Bobcats have been moving the ball effortlessly. I think everything's on the table. Bobcats just have to move the football.
3 wide receivers for the Cats. Rebick in the wingback flips to the near side on the right side of the offensive line as Dalen Houston will call for it. Tate Ring will run it on 1st down, and he'll only get about a yard, bring up 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, Tate Ring's got great top-end speed. Where Ace Holmes is a little bit different than Tate is Ace, when he gets contact, he's able to get a little bit lower and bounce off of tackles, and Tate was just swallowed up there in the middle of the line.
2nd and 9 at the 36-yard line. Ball in the middle of the field for the Bobcats. Kusero in the slot, and the 3 wide receivers set. He's on the near side of your TV screen. Dalen Houston looks for Kusero, caught up at the 45 and the 50 and 2. Roosevelt territory. Nice play right there for the Bobcats as they go through the air for an 18-yard connection.
Yeah, Caleb's not afraid for some contact. He was bracing himself for contact about the 50, hit somebody at the 47, and was able to drag him for a little bit.
Really like what we've seen out of Caleb Kusero this year as he's come in defensively, a couple of interceptions, and right there he makes his 3rd reception of the season. And it's a big one as the Bobcats get into Rough Rider territory. 10:26 to go in the football game. 26-23, Bobcats down by 3. Dalen Houston run right up the middle. He'll go off of left tackle, and then he cuts it back in off of center. And he'll slide ahead for 3 yards up over the 45-yard line. Bobcats trailing by 3 in this one as getting into Johan Gomez field goal territory at the minimum to try to tie this thing up. That would be key on this drive to at least get things tied up.
Yeah, Bobcats just went over 200 yards rushing as a team. Dalen has 51 yards on the ground and 3 touchdowns.
Bobcats see the Rough Riders jump offside here. And putting his hands up in the air is Jaquan Bradley, the linebacker. It is going to be encroachment and a 5-yard penalty, and it will make it 2nd down and 2. So even more manageable for the Bobcats. But Cats with 202 on the ground. They average a game. They average 123 through the air. Yep. So 326 yards of offense per game. This is a team that can move the football, and we're seeing it here late in this one. When they need a drive put together, they're doing it.
Yeah, Dalen's 5 of 9 throwing the ball. Not a ton, but he's 2 for 3 in the second half for 28 yards. And they've been big receptions for 1st downs.
Tate Ring stands to the right of his quarterback in Dalen Houston. He'll hand it off to Tate Ring. Up the middle he'll go. And we'll see a flag fly in from the side official. So I'm not really sure what that's going to be. As Tate Ring was being tackled, I'm thinking that it might be, could either be holding or a face mask penalty. I'm not really sure.
It looks like the Bobcats are moving like it's holding.
Yeah, it is holding on 2nd down and 2. Last thing you want right there.
Yeah, just unnecessary. It's the things like, it seems like we're going back and forth at who wants to shoot themselves in the foot. We're almost just passing the pistol back and forth to shoot ourselves in the foot. And my turn, no, my turn.
Please, if Plaxico Burris shows up, everybody run.
Oh, my goodness.
2nd and 12.
No sweatpants at the club. That's what I say. Oh, my goodness. Plaxico.
That one got answered, Zach. 2nd and 11 for the Bobcats at the 48-yard line. Dalen Houston will run it right up the middle. He's got big yardage. He's got back all the penalty yardage, and he's got a first down. On second down and 11, he picks up 13, and that'll move the chains.
My goodness.
Wow.
He has 8 carries, 64 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And it's just the difference with the quarterback, you're able to kind of pause, set back. He can throw the football, and it allows everything to open up for you. And he's so fast and so athletic that he just bursts through that line and picks up ground one stride after another.
3 wide receivers set. Oh, almost a false start for the Bobcats to get away with it. They'll go deep. Trayshawn Brooks, is he under it? Oh, just off the fingertips. Incomplete on 1st and 10. Cats take a shot, and they're not able to convert. But, boy, they had that play nearly there to Trayshawn for a 20 or a 35-yard hookup for a touchdown. But it's going to be 2nd down and 10. But a good-looking play. You like what you see.
I absolutely love that play call. Even if it doesn't work, if you try a shot a quarter, whatever it was, and that thing was close. Because if Dalen could have had it a little bit more towards the sideline, that would have been 6. But Trayshawn cannot be guarded one-on-one.
Trayshawn, they're ceding a lot of room in between and a timeout before the play comes in. 8:17, 4th quarter. Cats down by 3 on KFJB-TV.
Businesses are the backbone of our community. Marshalltown Area Chamber of Commerce reminds you that when you shop locally, you are benefiting members of our community and adding to our local community overall. You'll find local business owners are generally more knowledgeable, provide better service, and even know their customers by name. Marshalltown Area Chamber of Commerce exists to be an advocate for our business community. Membership in the Chamber benefits your business and adds to the strength of our advocacy efforts. For more information on shopping locally and Chamber membership, go to marshalltown.org.
26-23, Bobcats down by 3. They just took a shot to Trayshawn Brooks, not able to get it, but Bobcats with an offensive drive here. We talked about it. Some penalties on this one, able to overcome it here. Ground game has been so good. If you're just joining us here on KFJB-TV, Bobcats over 200 yards of rushing as a timeout just taken by head coach Adam Goodvin after the deep shot.
Yeah, Ace Holmes a little bit dinged up, leads the Bobcats 11 carries, 91 yards. Tate Ring, the junior back in.
Keeper right up the gut. Dalen will keep it. He's up to the 30-yard line. It will be 3rd down and 5 on the next play. 5-yard run for Dalen Houston. They sent Kusero in motion from right to left in the backfield, kind of draw the, as Dylan likes to say, window dressing.
Yeah, it really is. They've run 3 different plays off of that fake jet sweep. They've actually handed it off in that jet sweep. They faked the jet sweep, handoff to the tailback. This one, the fake jet sweep, and it kept in the quarterback keeper, and it's been a really successful action for the Bobcats here tonight.
3 wide receivers set, 3rd down and 5. 4-down territory for the Bobcats as they are in Rough Rider territory. Dalen Houston drops like he's going to pass, and then he runs for it. He's got the first down inside the 25-yard line. Dalen Houston have a night, kind of a rushing coming out party for himself.
Yeah, and this is interesting when you have that much pressure that the quarterback's going to find his way, and you now start to creep up on that line of scrimmage. That's going to open up some of the passing game over the middle of the field. But even if the defense comes up and creeps up, it really hasn't mattered. Dalen's getting yards no matter what.
1st and 10, the 23 line. Pistol formation for the Bobcats. Rough Riders showing blitz. They're up there on the line of scrimmage. Kusero in motion. They hand it off to Tate Ring. And he'll plow ahead for about a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9 on the next play. Cats in Johan Gomez field goal range. But they're eyeing 6 right here.
Yeah, Bobcats don't want to put it on the sophomore's foot, though he's more than capable. They want to get the lead. They're not here to tie. Yeah, Tate.
Plus, it just looks bad on your scoreboard, like the Colts. You know, they got a tie.
Yeah, nobody wants a tie.
Nobody wants that little 1 after your record. 26-23, Cats down by 3. Dalen Houston looking through the air, He pump fakes now. He'll run. He's up to the 15. He'll hold on to that ball as he gets down near the 10-yard line. 12 is where they'll spot him down. He's got a first down, and it's a gain of 11 on the ground for the Cats as Dalen Houston with another big run, and the Bobcats get themselves into the Ethington Heating and Cooling red zone.
Yeah, if you're watching with us on KFJB-TV, you know why Brandon said holding on to that football, but it was close.
Yeah.
And Dalen was able to just make something out of nothing, didn't find what he wanted, and was able to sprint for the first down.
Rough Rider was trailing from behind. That's why I said he covered up, because he must have maybe sensed that pressure, but if he didn't, I'm sure that guy would have been trying to poke that thing out from behind. A timeout is going to be taken by the Rough Riders. We'll keep it here, and, of course, maybe get you a scoreboard update, all brought to you by Central State Bank. Now some finals starting to filter in.
I think Ames's top 10 reign may have come to an end. Dowling.
Good.
The Maroons 51, Ames 7.
Wow.
Grundy Center took the 4-2 Comets of BCLUW to 4-3, 56-8. And Valley over Des Moines Lincoln 54-0.
Coming up after the game, it is our Wells Fargo Advisors Locker Room Report. We'll get you the sweet play of the game, all brought to you by Lily Mae Chocolates. Also, our Top Crafters post-game interview with head coach Adam Goodvin. And we'll also name our Calvin Rocket Bar and Grill player of the game. A lot of sweet plays here tonight. Bobcats craving a little more sweetness, though, trailing by 3.
My belief is the Lily Mae sweet play of the game hasn't happened yet. I think it's coming up right here.
26-23. First down and 10 at the 12-yard line for the Bobcats. Inside the Ethington Heating and Cooling red zone. Dalen takes a snap, gets outside the numbers. I think we're going to see holding as the Rough Riders still pushing and grabbing the ball away. And the whistle had blown well ahead of that. Lester Fanfill was the guy, number 27, trying to rip that ball out of there, holding Dalen up. Flag on the play, I think it's kind of in the area of holding, and yes, it is. Boy, every time the Bobcats, it's 10 steps forward and 15 back.
Yeah. And I was wrong. This is not going to be the Lily Mae's sweet play of the game. That was not what we wanted. And now we're even outside of the Ethington Heating and Cooling red zone.
Yeah, that's right. 21-yard line is where the ball is backed up to. Tate Ring stands to the right of his quarterback. Kuzaro comes in motion. They fake the handoff to him. Screen play. They've got Ring. He's got plenty of room. He pushes Jaden Dine out of the way. Gets down to the 5-yard line. Near a first down. They got to get to the 3. They're at the 3.5-yard line. So about a half-yard short. But how about that? On first down and over 15 yards to go, the Bobcats go to the air on a screenplay. And that one of the few screenplays that actually were not called back this year as well, too. But big play here as we look on the replay on KFJB-TV.
And what you saw there was, again, that fake jet sweep action. Now they went to the air with it. That's a 4th play off of that same setup, and a great job.
Yeah, great job right there. Second down and 1. Bobcats can get a first down at the 2-yard line. Dalen Houston underneath center. He'll get a push, and I believe he's got the first down, and he might have himself a touchdown into the end zone. Yes, 6 on the board for the Cats with 5:04 to go. It is 4 touchdowns for Dalen tonight.
Well, the Mariners won their first playoff game in 21 days. Now we've got a grand slam of touchdowns for Dalen Houston. The junior may not be doing a lot in the air, but he's doing a ton on the ground. Bobcats up 29-26. See if they can put on one more to make this a must-get touchdown game for Roosevelt.
75-yard drive for the Marshalltown Bobcats. Dalen Houston, 3-yard touchdown run. Gomez, PAT, it's good. Cats up by 4. 30-26, fourth quarter on KFJB-TV.
Home is the one place where everything should be perfect, including your air. Capon & Brown helps you achieve the perfect air you deserve with reliable, groundbreaking, award-winning Lennox products. Call Capon & Brown to hear more about how they can help you feel healthier and happier in your home. It doesn't get any more perfect than that. Call them today at 641-753-3563 or visit them online at caponandbrowninc.com. Your local premier Lennox dealer, where quality has been a promise for 48 years.
5:04, fourth quarter, 30-26. Bobcats with the lead. As a big drive right there, 75 yards down the field. Cats capitalize. I like Dalen, his comfortability level running the offense, because right there he started out in the shotgun and then surveyed the defense and then kind of drew up a play in his mind, and then the Bobcats just executed it. Ewan Gomez out for the kickoff, all brought to you by 5-Star Real Estate Group in Marshalltown, your home team advantage. Squibb up to the 20. Roosevelt will have it. They'll come near side. Weatherly misses on a tackle. They're going to get outside the numbers at the 30 and pushed out of bounds at the 40. And right there pushing him out of bounds in the play for the Bobcats, James Reed. 4-point game. Roosevelt knows they need a touchdown with 4:54 to go in the game. The Bobcats know they get a stop. They could seal the deal here.
Yeah, Bobcats have a big thing in front of them now. 4:54 to go. Bobcats keep everything in front of you. Don't allow that big play to Panther Day, Spillman. Both got into the middle of that, in between the hash marks. Yep. Bobcats have to play deep and keep everything in front of them.
Bobcats trying to go to 3-4 with a win here tonight. Wade's got pressure in his face. Lincoln Barker's chasing him out, far side of the field. He'll float it late into the Bobcat bench. A couple guys give a shot at the catch. Incomplete, 2nd and 10.
I will say, Dominic Wade, I've been impressed. His stats look good when you look on the Bound app, but when you see him play, he is kind of wise beyond his years. He'll get out to the outside, and he's not afraid to throw it away. He's not risking anything over the middle of the field. He's okay to dump it out of bounds and live to fight another down.
All on their own 41-yard line, near side hash. 4:42 to go in the game. Bobcats leading by 4. Man in motion. It's Panther Day. Wade passes out near side. What a great job. Clay Jakey, how about it? Knocking down the pass. Fired up. Quanti pumping up. 3. 3rd down and 10.
I think this is the most fired up I've seen Quanti all year.
I think so too. Yeah.
He has been barking all day long. And we see Ace Holmes is back out there in the middle of the field. This may be again. We saw this a little bit against Valley when the cramping and some of that happened. He just went to one side of the football. He is indispensable on the defensive side of the ball.
He really is, yeah. I mean, we love him at running back, but even more so a linebacker, leading the team coming in with total tackles for the Marshalltown Bobcats this year with 36.5. Wade on 3rd down and 10. Quanya chasing after. We're going to see holding. Open in the middle of the field late. How is Diggins that wide open? But he drops it, and I think we're going to see holding. And nevertheless, it's going to bring up either 4th down and 10, or we'll see if the Bobcats, if it's a spot foul, it could bring up like 3rd down and 25 or so, because the marker's back at the 34-yard line. So that's kind of one, what do you do? 4th down and 10, or do you want 3rd down and forever? And I kind of want the 3rd down and forever. But
well, that's an interesting call.
They're waving it off.
They're waving it off, so we have 4th and 10. So now we don't have to make a decision up here.
Yeah.
So, but I was going to ask you the same exact thing, because you feel like the Rough Riders have been pretty effective in 3rd and 8, 4th and 8. They've made big plays in that.
4th down and 10.
But
this could be the ball game right here.
Lincoln Barker got great pressure. Really good job by the Bobcat defense here in the second half. And with the four down linemen, we have not blitzed much with the linebackers, and that's really shored up some things for this Bobcat
coverage
defense.
Downfield has definitely been much better. 4th down and 10. Ball at their own 41-yard line. Wade calls for it, fakes the handoff. He's going to get back. Jakey was getting pressure over the middle of the field. Williams He catches it in between two Cats, and he's brought back in frustration as the Cats bring him back all the way down to the 45-yard line. Oh, that is just infuriating. Not from a coverage standpoint, but Williams somehow picks that ball out, gets the first down on 4th and 10. They've had a 20-plus yard touchdown on a 4th down play, and right there they get a huge play to get into Cat territory on 4th and 10.
Yeah, that was, like you said, not frustrated because of coverage. You look at
that. I thought coverage was great.
That was 6'4" over the middle. Ace was right there, but he caught it at the high point, and there's just nothing you can do about it unless you're 6'7".
Yeah, that's for sure. Make the handoff, go back to the middle of the field for the air, and Williams, that's going to be pass interference. Ace Holmes hanging on the tight end.
Yeah, that was textbook pass interference. Bobcats now are making it interesting. 3:49 to go, 30-26. This ball's going to be down at the 20. Man alive.
Pass interference, and again on Ace Holmes right there. Just what a sequence of events. I mean, kind of backbreaker moments at times on 4th down. You know what I mean? Bobcats, you do all you can to bring up 4th down, and then all of a sudden they get a fluke play almost where Williams just makes an exceptional grab. And
Wade put it in a perfect spot.
First down and 10. Penalty moves it up to the 20-yard line as Roosevelt is in Marshalltown red zone.
Corner route.
Wade claps the hands, feeds it out to Diggins at the 15, and he's tackled. Braden Weatherly with the tackle. That's one thing we talked about with Braden last night on Bobcat Live, that, you know, for the past 3-4 weeks, we haven't really talked about Braden because he's been so locked down. I mean, early on in the season, he had a couple picks, and I just don't think people are necessarily testing the waters too much against him.
No, he had a couple picks. He struggled at times. He's just gotten a lot more consistent, and I think a better cornerback as the year has gone on.
Yeah, that is for sure. Rogelio Soren on the top side of your TV screen at cornerback. Bottom side is Braden Weatherly. Wade hands off to Davison. Up the gut he'll go nowhere. Bobcats defensive line, the tale of two halves. They've gone to a 4-3 after starting out the night of 3-4, and they're going to lose a yard here with Davison. It's going to bring up 3rd down and a long 6. So another great job to get that penetration, and Clay Jakey's looked a lot better here in the second half as well, get more pressure off the edge.
Very much so. Davison had 45 yards rushing at halftime. He's had 4 carries since for 1 yard total.
I think we're going to see a timeout. Williams, the tight end's going to have to check out for a play.
Because they took the timeout, he should be able.
I think he's got blood or something on him maybe. I think that's what they're kind of looking. They're taping up his knee.
No, he'll be subbed out. This is a big deal. Again, at this point of the field, they have really loved the slot corner route.
You need a sack right here. That's what the Bobcats need. Jakey's got to get his 4th. He's got 3 on the year. It'd be a good time for number 4. Wade's going to run it out to Jakey's side. He's got the edge. Holding's going to be called and pushed out of bounds. Ace Holmes levels Wade, the quarterback, out of bounds. Wade knocked up, and he's going to be helped up by his teammates. And the trainer is going to come over and look at him on the near side. And looks like Wade is okay on the play here. But I think we're going to see holding as Clay Jakey was being double-teamed. But I think that's where the holding was called right there.
Christian Guerrero.
Here's the replay right here. Yeah.
Holding. Christian Guerrero had him up around the shoulder and went. And it probably would have been fine if when they turned, he would have just let him go because Jakey wasn't going to make that play on the edge.
Look at that hit right there at the end as Ace Holmes out of bounds when that came in. And Wade.
That's not – he was in bounds. That's a clean hit.
Yeah.
It may have looked rough from this angle because where we're right behind Roosevelt's fan, and it's a little bit hard of an angle to see exactly where the player is, but he was definitely in bounds.
Holding is the call, so a long 3rd down now. Back at the 27-yard line is where the ball will be spotted up on. Third down and call it about a 17-yard play here. Third down and 17. Ball on the near side hash for Wade. He'll clap for it. He'll look, drop back to pass. He's going to be pushed out of the pocket. Barker is chasing him. Can he get to him? Wade throws late over the middle of the field. Is it picked? Do the Bobcats have it? Yeah, they do! Turnover! Who was it?
Was it Seren?
Kuzaro or Seren? I couldn't see.
Let's see if we can see this.
We'll fire up the replay here in a second. But Lincoln Barker, how about it? The sophomore chasing Wade out of the pocket. And the Bobcats get a huge turnover as there he goes to the far side of the field. As Barker chasing him down, Wade throws late and picked. And who's getting up? It's Weatherly. His third pick of the year. It's Braden Weatherly with the play and a huge turnover. We needed it and got it.
Finally, Wade, rolling out of the pocket, made a mistake with the football. 3rd and 17. He didn't want to throw it away.
Underrated quarterback, in my opinion. I've been impressed in person seeing Wade.
I thought he's been very good. I think that was his first big mistake, and Weatherly was able to make that play on just kind of the rush or just kind of the scramble drill. Bobcats have a chance to run out the clock here. Rough Riders still have 2 timeouts.
Pistol formation handoff right up the middle. Ace Holmes has it. He plows ahead to the 15-yard line. And a 5-yard gain on first down and 10 as we tick under now 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter as the Bobcats with a 4-point lead up 30-26. And Braden Weatherly with his 3rd interception. He was on Bobcat Live and also the Cat Connection. That's the combo shot right there to have a good game.
That's right. If you need somebody to take credit, you come to Brandon and Dylan. We will take credit. But really, this is where the Rough Riders did not use their timeouts at the end of the first half. Could have had a chance to go up a 3rd score, and now Bobcats are in the driver's seat.
How about it? Heart, hustle, and muscle. The Bobcats have it here tonight, and that's number 11. He makes a huge clutch play for the Bobcats. As the Bobcats now on 2nd down and 5, they get about a yard, bring up 3rd down and 4 as timeout finally taken here by Jared Barnett and the Roosevelt Roughriders. With 1:16 to go in the fourth quarter, Bobcats up by 4 on KFJB-TV.
Putting in your home is power. Power to remodel your home. Take a memorable vacation. Add a deck or patio. Lennox Employees Credit Union can help you unleash the financial power you possess with a home equity loan. Consolidate debt, fund a student loan, or pay for a wedding. Home equity loans are as low as 3.74% for a 5-year fixed-rate loan. The loan process is easy. See Lennox Employees Credit Union, 1004 East Main Street in Marshalltown. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender, online at lennoxecu.com.
Well, Braden Weatherly, all heart, hustle, and muscle, makes an interception to get the ball back to the Bobcats. 3rd down and 4 is a timeout taken by Roosevelt. That's their 2nd timeout of the half. They do have one more. Bobcats on 3rd down and 4, if they pick up a first down, the game will be over.
I like 15 keeping the ball here.
3rd and 4. 3 down linemen, and both the outside linebackers are showing some pressure. And the Bobcats surveying and getting a feel for what they are going to run here on this play. What do you think? I know you mentioned
I like
Houston on a keeper.
So I like Ace Holmes being the lead blocker. I like a little bit of that pause, and then you have Holmes be that lead blocker and allow Dalen to view it. We've seen that before. Ace, I don't care if he's 5'10", 200 pounds. He's an effective blocker. He might as well be a 6'2", 240-pound fullback in there. And Dalen's vision is so good, you need 4 yards. Dalen's length and ability will get you those 4 yards.
1:16 to go in the fourth quarter. Cats up by 4, 30-26. Dalen Houston with 4 touchdown runs here tonight. And Dalen with a couple of 2-point conversions. That's how the Bobcats have their 4-point lead here tonight. And he's been that X factor the Bobcats had really hoped for. I mean, Dalen's played solid all year, but definitely this is his best performance of the year on the ground for sure. 3rd and 4. Bobcats, if they get the first down, the game is over as Roosevelt just with one timeout, and they have it. Dalen dives for the first down at the 22. That'll move the sticks, and that will move the Bobcats to 3 and 4.
Yeah, great job by Dalen. You know, when the play is so easy to call, it's just an easy one to guess at. Who you going to give the ball to? Probably the kid that has almost 100 yards rushing and 4 touchdowns. And he didn't hesitate, used the body and the lean, and was able to pick up 5-6 yards. And the Bobcats now will have win number 3 on the year, 2nd in a row.
3rd down and 4, and Dalen Houston with a big run to convert and pick up the first down. And the best play in football, victory formation, as the Bobcats will take a knee. With just 45 seconds to go in this one, they'll have to down it one more time, and things will be over at Drake Stadium in Des Moines. But this is a really, really gritty win here tonight to come and beat Roosevelt here tonight on their homecoming and send them to a mark of 3 and 4 as well.
Yeah, Roosevelt's a pretty good team, and I know they'll go back and say coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Yeah.
There are some things that they did at the end of that first half, and then a big penalty in the 3rd quarter on the coaching staff really kind of put them behind the 8 ball. Bobcats were able to make the needed adjustments, as we've often seen in the second half, and Dalen Houston was special.
Final seconds run out. Yes, he was. 30-26. 4 touchdown rushes for Dalen Houston tonight as the Bobcats shut out Roosevelt in the 3rd quarter. They scored 2 touchdowns themselves, and they finished things off, and they won it here at Drake Stadium in Des Moines. We head to the locker room report next. This is Bobcat football. You're watching and listening to KFJB and KFJB-TV.
Don't let concerns about current events derail your long-term financial strategy. Edward Jones financial advisor Zach Wall can help. He'll work with you to understand today's financial landscape and how to be positioned for the long term. Edward Jones can give you the tools for a reasoned, disciplined approach to investing. Call Zach Wall at 641-752-3017 in Marshalltown or online at edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
At Sports Plus Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy Center, we customize each patient's treatment plan to their individual needs. What does that mean? It means that not every back or knee problem is treated the same, and that your program will be unique and designed especially for your needs or problem. This improves how quickly you will return to work or sports. The Sports Plus staff is encouraging and takes pride in your successful recovery. This is just one more reason why champions choose Sports Plus Physical Therapy as their favorite place to rehabilitate and train.
Coming up, post-game statistics, a check of the area scoreboard, post-game reaction with head coach Adam Goodman, and our player of the game. The KFJB Locker Room Report, presented by Wells Fargo Advisors in Marshalltown, starts now.
In on the Locker Room Report here on KFJB and KFJB-TV, all brought to you by Wells Fargo Advisors in Marshalltown, located at 14 East South Ridge Road. 30-26. Bobcats win it on the road here tonight. I wouldn't say storm back, but things in doubt. You're down 20-8 at halftime. You come out, you shut out Roosevelt in the 3rd quarter. You take the lead, a couple touchdowns, and then you're down in the 4th quarter. You put together a drive and go up 30-26. And Braden Weatherly, what a performance, gets the pick late on Dominic Wade, who was driving Roosevelt down the field. Cats get it with 2 minutes back and run out the clock and win it.
Well, that's where that holding call is huge, because I believe if that's 3rd and 7 and he's out there rolling like he had done all night long, he throws it away. 4th and 7, they've converted that quite a bit. Now you make that 3rd and 17 and he's out there rolling. He's like, I don't want this to be 4th and 17. I need to make a play. And there on the run, he finally makes that mistake, and Braden Weatherly's there to pick it off and seal the deal for the Bobcats.
It's a good feeling right now. I mean, I know that the season started off rough, but you look at the opponents, Newton, you know, that Newton game, you come back, you make it close. They're 6-0, yeah. I mean, it's not been an easy test. We know Fort Dodge always brings their best game of the season when they play Marshalltown. That's the one they circle. That's the one the Bobcats circle. Ames,
we were up in the third quarter.
Yeah, we were up in the third quarter in that game, but Dalen gets hurt. Some other guys get hurt. Christensen got hurt in that game. So it's like you were always on the verge of being in those games, but Bobcats have finally in the past couple of weeks, and I think you're right. You mentioned it. Started in the Valley game, and I think that's where things really started. They thought, hey, we can play competitive with a good Valley team, and they've turned it into 2 solid wins in a row now, looking to make it 3 next week when they're on the road again.
Well, I think it may have hit them right in the face. For most of that game, Marshalltown was better than Valley. They just could not get the scores to prove it. And now we've seen Lincoln they roll up on. I actually think this is a better Roosevelt team than the team last year. I think they can do more offensively.
They're not so one-dimensional.
Right.
Yeah.
They can do a lot of different things. And tonight, being able to come back against it, quite good. Folks, I wish that we had
boots with the fur.
I wish we had a press box cam right now, because Brandon Lewis is going to need Ben Gay in the morning. But tonight, he is getting down and showing some moves.
You told me we had reservations at 10:30 at a club.
That's right.
Just don't wear your sweatpants.
That's right. No sweatpants. No matter what Plaxico says, no sweatpants.
All right, let's take a look at our halftime or our post-game stats here, Dylan. Here tonight, it was a good night on the grounds. Cats rolled up over 200 yards.
Cats roll up 255 yards, but have no 100-yard rusher. Ace Holmes, 13 carries, 97 yards. Malachi Holmes, 2 carries, 27. We have Tate Ring with 8 carries for 27. Jacek Lee, 1 carry, 4 yards. And then we have Dalen Houston, number 15, had 15 carries for 97 yards. And count them, 1, 2, 3, 4 touchdowns. And then Nick Rebick with 1 carry for 3 yards. Dalen did a little bit in the air as well, 6 of 11 for 50 yards, 42 of those in the second half. Tate Ring, 1 catch, 14 yards on a screen pass. Jacek Lee, 1 catch, 2 yards. Trayshawn Brooks, 2 catches, 15, but also converted 2 two-point conversions, which actually is the separation between that 30-26 score. Caleb Kusero, a big 18-yard catch over the middle for a first down, and Corey Smith had 1 catch for 1 yard. Then when you look over at the Rough Riders, 76 yards on the ground, very little on the ground in the second half. And they were led by Jaden Davidson's 14 carries for 46 yards, only 1 yard for him in the second half. Dominic Wade, I was impressed with, you were impressed with, had 171 yards on 22 attempts. He went 10 of 22 with 171 yards, 1 touchdown, but had that big pick late. And when you look at Zion Spellman, had 2 catches with a touchdown, and Peter Fantaday had 3 catches for 58 yards and a touchdown. Huge comeback win for the Bobcats.
Yeah. And the Bobcats in that first half, they had a touchdown on their opening drive of the game, and a fumble by Tate Ring, and then a punt, and then the end of the half. But then they come out and they put together 3 straight touchdown drives as Dalen Houston got a 16-yard touchdown run, and then a 4-yard touchdown run in the third quarter, and a 4-yard touchdown run with 11:38 to go. This is, as you're watching on KFJB-TV, that's his 14-yard run, 16-yard touchdown run in the third quarter. That's the first one out of halftime. You go up 20-15 at that point. Things started rolling momentum-wise as the Bobcats then were able to, on this play right here, get back up 23-20 as Dalen Houston with another touchdown run. But just a solid performance here tonight. We'll talk to head coach coming up in just a little bit about this victory here tonight. You're watching the Locker Room Report, all brought to you by Wells Fargo Advisors in Marshalltown. You're watching and listening
to save for your child to go to college.
KFJB
But medical
TV.
school after graduation was a surprise. A happy, expensive surprise. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When opportunities surprise you, Turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
Since 1967, Jensen Ford Lincoln has served generations of families around central Iowa. Quality vehicles, professional service, knowledge of our product, that's a part of Jensen. But what's more important to us is a trust that is passed down from every generation. Jensen Ford Lincoln wants to serve your family. We want to be there for your first car, we want to be there for your family SUV, and we want to see you drive away in the Mustang you always dreamed of. At Jensen, we want to be here for you now and every mile along the way.
Welcome back into the Locker Room Report, all brought to you by Wells Fargo Advisors in Marshalltown. Here with head coach Adam Goodvin as we welcome you back in our post-game recap with head coach Adam Goodvin, all brought to you by Top Crafters, providing all of Central Iowa with quality countertops and service for decades. Impressive performance by your team in the second half. You come out of the gates hot, 8-0, you're up right away, 2-point conversion, things were going good, but then you see 20 points. 20 points going into halftime as the Bobcats, what was your message there at the halftime break?
I didn't really have to say a whole lot. I was on the iPad watching what adjustments we need to make, but at the same time I'm listening to a lot of our seniors pick everybody else up. We put a big emphasis on, you only get so many opportunities to play this game with your best friends. You're very limited, and, the year's winding down, so I told them to leave everything out there and don't take anything for granted, and what a night. Very proud of everybody. Very fun night.
We felt like, obviously, I know it was kind of what you guys mentioned, not showing up for the first half against Newton as well as Fort Dodge, but then you go to Valley, and you really hung with a really good Valley team. Do you think that game, looking back, has given you confidence to come up here and get a couple of really solid wins in a row?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we showed that we're able to run the ball effectively against probably just about anyone in the state, I would think. We're going to get downhill, and I think it all starts with Nick Lucas at the center position. He's so smart in getting our guys in the right position and communicating with them on who their assignment is, and we've got some tough backs right behind them too.
Mm-hmm.
So 3, 4, 5 really good backs that we're confident in, and again, it all comes down to effort, and we sure had that tonight.
And one thing you talked about, running the football against anyone, I think a lot of that starts, yes, with Nick Lucas, but it's also the wide array of ways you do run the football. We saw really the first carries for Malachi Holm out of that jet sweep action, and then you worked a lot off of the fake jet sweep. You even passed out of it, but you have Malachi got big runs. Ace just is an animal. Then you have Dalen, who can do what only Dalen can do, and you just mix it up with Tate Ring, 255 yards, and we had a couple people right under that century mark, but you just spread that around.
Yeah, like I told you, we got a lot of confidence in a lot of guys. It's a good problem to have, and with that jet sweep, we can sweep 3, 4 guys too. Malachi brings a whole different level to that jet sweep, though.
Yeah.
He's got a different gear that most kids don't have, but with him in motion, that just holds linebackers for that half second, and that really gives us good angles on anything that we're doing off of our jet sweeps as well.
Tonight, we saw Xavier Anderson have to come in a little bit as Dalen Houston got bumped up. Johan Gomez, another good night for him. Lincoln Barker with He made the play of the night. He was after Wade when Wade had to throw that one away, which set up a pick by Braden Weatherly. Your sophomores that you have out there are really making an impact.
Yeah, they're kind of forced to. We're throwing them to the fire, but we're not going to do that if we don't have confidence in them. And X came in and did an awesome job. We're reviewing stuff right on the sideline. He's smart. Did a great job. We're running the ball so well. We didn't have to ask a whole lot out of him. And Lincoln. He's in the backfield all night, just getting those hurries on the quarterback and putting him in positions where he's got to make extremely difficult throws, and it paid off.
Mm-hmm. And one of the things that we look at, Coach Furch, again, making that halftime adjustment. We were seeing it a little bit in the red zone, but switching back to that 4-3, having some troubles being able to contain with that. One, talking about that, the 4-3 switch, and then the second is Kwani, it seems over the last few weeks, is becoming even more of a force, and he seemed more locked in, excited. And even after the end of the game, it just seemed like the team was at a much different level.
Yeah, mixing in between that 4 front and the 3 front is a combination of things. Number one, it gives some of our guys a breather. Number two, it gives the other team a different look, and puts more guys in the secondary to defend the pass. But, with Quanan, he is one of our senior leaders. He was one of those guys in the locker room I'm talking about that got the rest of the guys up and ready to roll. He's like, we got a whole nother half to go, and said a lot of good things, and sure enough, it worked.
Yeah. I mentioned it to Braden Weatherly. He's always just heart, hustle, and muscle out there. And, Wade, say what you want about throwing over your body late, but Weatherly came up with the pick and sealed the deal. What was your thoughts right after you saw that play happen?
Let's get the ball and let's end it here. We got to get a first down, and we do that. It's ball game, and our kids stepped up on a big third down and moved the pile, and sure enough, we got it. So, again, I always go back to that effort.
Yeah. And we felt that this is a tougher Roosevelt team. I know they had a more talented player at quarterback last year, but this seems like a really well put together team that's pretty strong on all levels.
Yeah, they're very balanced on all levels, like you said, and I agree with you. I think they're very active. They fly around the football field, and they make things really difficult and give you different looks, by the series, and it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy.
Short week to prepare. You've got a trip to Cedar Rapids next Thursday night. I know you'll spend some time getting ready for that one, but definitely a good feeling after this one here.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna jump onto Cedar Rapids Jefferson film tomorrow morning, and we do have a short week, but that'll be good. We need to get some guys healthy, and it's just your typical bumps and bruises this late in the year, and it'll be good for them, and we'll be prepared and ready to roll on Thursday.
All right, sounds good. Week number 7 in the books for the Bobcats as they win it on the road, 30-26. Our final score at Drake Stadium. That is our post-game interview with head coach Adam Goodvin, all brought to you by Top Crafters, providing all of Central Iowa with quality countertops and service for decades. We're back with the Locker Room Report at Drake Stadium next right here on KFJB-TV.
Looking for an affordable way to update the look of your shower or vanity top? At Top Crafters, we offer more than just countertops. The possibilities are endless with custom and standard shower bases and panels. Wilson Art's innovative wall panel system and the Onyx collection both make custom showers easy. These systems are beautiful, durable, and made in the USA. Top Crafters also has a huge selection of laminate, solid surface, quartz, and granite. For your next project, stop into our showroom at 811 Iowa Avenue West in Marshalltown.
How can you help Marshalltown High School and enjoy a mouth-watering burger at the same time? By ordering the Bobcat Burger at Legends American Grill. 2 quarter-pound patties with crisp bacon strips, sautéed onions, and melted American cheddar, jack, and Swiss cheeses on top of fresh shredded lettuce on a toasted bun. It's absolutely delicious. $1 from every Bobcat Burger sold is donated by Legends to Marshalltown High School activities. So, enjoy a Bobcat Burger and help MHS. The Bobcat Burger, another exclusive from Legends American Grill in Marshalltown.
You're an empty nester closing in on that retirement property. Chances are your plans didn't include mom moving in, but life happens and you do the right thing. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement means caring for yourself and a loved one, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
Back in on the Locker Room Report, all brought to you by Wells Fargo Advisors in Marshalltown. I'm Brandon Lewis, still in Dose alongside me. It is now time to name our player of the game, all presented by Calvin Rocket Bar and Grill in Marshalltown. Open for dine-in, patio, or to-go. Visit them pre- or post-game, Dylan.
Yeah, tonight it is hard to go away. You want to mix it up, throw it around. I thought Kwani was very good, but 4 touchdowns sure is difficult to overcome. Dalen Houston, the junior quarterback, his first touchdown of the night was one for the record books. It was a 24-yard, ended with a Superman dive. It's going to Dalen Houston for 98 yards on the ground, 50 through the air, 4 touchdowns for number 15.
Yeah, big night for Dalen Houston. That is our Calvin Rocket Bar and Grill player of the game each week. Calvin Rocket awards a free pizza to the Bobcat player of the game. All right, it's time to seal the deal with our Bobcats sweet play of the game, all brought to you by Lily Mae Chocolates. Handmade, hand-dipped since 1939, always open at lilymaechocolate.com. And on KFJB-TV, here is our sweet play of the game. Dominic Wade rolling out. Lincoln Barker chasing him. A throw late. And pick. Braden Weatherly sealed it. And that is our play of the game. The sweet play of the game, all brought to you by Lily Mae Chocolates. Huge play, and the Bobcats were able to run out the clock and win this thing.
Yeah, and you had just said Braden hadn't had a pick in a while, so I give you all the credit. And
Thank
the senior cornerback came up big.
It is my fearsome forecast.
I like that. Can we get that sponsored?
Yeah, we can. By the Weather Channel. I don't know.
I love it.
All right, our sweet play of the game, again, all brought to you by Lily Mae Chocolates. Handmade, hand-dipped since 1939. Always open at Lily Mae Chocolate. This is the Locker Room Report. You're watching KFJB-TV.
In today's world, you are what you put on social media. If you don't believe me, go check out Calvin Rocket on Facebook. Not only will you find enticing pictures of delicious specials and favorite menu items, you'll also see a whole lot of Bobcat pride. From football to fine arts and everything in between, Calvin Rocket is always sharing what makes them proud to be Bobcats. Keep up to date with Calvin Rocket specials and events at facebook.com/Calvin Rocket Marshalltown. Share the pride, and don't forget to share the cheese curds.
The right insurance agent can make all the difference. Assured Partners agents represent multiple insurance companies. They can pick and choose from a larger variety of outstanding insurance options. Assured Partners also handles life and health insurance and Medicare supplement coverage. With access to local, regional, and national insurance companies, Assured Partners will create policies tailored to the coverage you need. For more information, go online to assuredpartners.com/Marshalltown. Power through partnership with Assured Partners in Marshalltown, Toledo, and West Des Moines.
Back at Drake Stadium in downtown Des Moines. They know how to party after the game, apparently, here. I mean, they're blazing the tunes. They got Luda.
Yeah, we didn't need a reservation anywhere
at
else.
The club. I'm glad you got the reservation.
Came to us.
It did. Now time for our scoreboard update, all brought to you by Central State Bank.
And thank you to Jeff Brooks for feeding us scores all night long. West Marshall, the Fighting Trojans, took care of the Norsemen of Roland Story 41-7. Waukee Northwest took care of Ankeny Centennial 20-14. Center Point Urbana is over South Tama, beat them 21-0. South Hardin beat my beloved East Marshall Mustangs 53-20. And then we have Nashua Plainfield 42, AGWSR 8. Waterloo West over the team we're going to see on Thursday night, Cedar Rapids Jefferson 42-3. Dowling destroyed Ames 51-7. Grundy Center 56, BCLUW 8, and Des Moines Lincoln fell to West Des Moines Valley 54-0.
This is the Locker Room Report, all brought to you by Wells Fargo Advisors. You're watching KFJB-TV.
Businesses are the backbone of our community. Marshalltown Area Chamber of Commerce reminds you that when you shop locally, you are benefiting members of our community and adding to our local community overall. You'll find local business owners are generally more knowledgeable, provide better service, and even know their customers by name. Marshalltown Area Chamber of Commerce exists to be an advocate for our business community. Membership in the Chamber benefits your business and adds to the strength of our advocacy efforts. For more information on shopping locally and Chamber membership, go to marshalltown.org.
Whether it's time for a new ride or a new-to-you ride, Lennox Employees Credit Union is here to help with new and used vehicle loans. Rates are as low as 2.24% for up to 60 months for new vehicles and used vehicles for 48 months. Go to their website, lennoxecu.com, for further details and membership eligibility, or call the office to talk to a loan officer. Low auto loan rates from Lennox Employees Credit Union, 1004 East Main Street in Marshalltown. Member NCUA.
The Locker Room Report, all brought to you by Wells Fargo Advisors in Marshalltown. Well, next Thursday night we'll be on the road, 7:15 kickoff time. Pregame show starts at 6:15 from Cedar Rapids at Kingston Stadium. 0-7 Cedar Rapids Jefferson Jayhawks. Your Marshalltown Bobcats go in 3-4 on the season, looking to get back to 500 on the season.
Yeah, this will be the first time we were 500 since 1-1 after the East game. I really think it's a big opportunity for the Bobcats. Now, Jayhawks haven't won this year, but you have the short week. You don't want to overlook anyone.
No.
Bobcats, but it feels like they're grabbing the briefcases, grabbing the suits, going on a business trip, and I think the Bobcats can definitely go to 4-4 after Thursday night.
Well, the thing is that everybody ahead of them in the RPI rankings heading into this week, Bobcats were at 26, or I think 26 or 27. Anyway, they're about 10 spots away from being into the playoffs, but everybody in front of them are opponents that they play, which including Roosevelt was ahead of them. So now they'll move up the ladder a little bit, move up maybe by a decimal point in a win against Cedar Rapids next week. That won't do a whole lot for them. But then the Des Moines North game, that's really the game you mark on your calendar. And like you mentioned, can't overlook next week. But that final game of the year at home at Leonard Cole Field against Des Moines North, that's the one you circle on your calendar. As Des Moines North this year already has 4 wins. I don't know how they did tonight. But anyway, it's one of those things where the Cats have an opportunity to kind of get themselves into the playoffs.
Yeah, really. We talked about Hail Marys in the pregame. I'm going to be saying some Hail Marys for that Des Moines North Bobcat game to have postseason on the line for it.
Yeah, that'd mean a lot in week number 9. In week number 7, the Bobcats win it. Big one here tonight. Good one to get on the road for the Bobcats, 30-26. Again, the final score as the Bobcats take down the Roosevelt Roughriders. For Todd Steinkamp, our producer here on site, as well as Zach Tomish. Stats here tonight. Keith Stewart on camera. Lily, our intern, thanks to her and her coverage with the camera work for Dylan Does. I'm Brandon Lewis. Thanks to Jeff Brooks, our producer, back at the KFJB studios. Once again, a final 30-26. Bobcats roll past the Roughriders on the road at Drake Stadium in downtown Des Moines. I'm Brandon Lewis. You have been watching and listening to Bobcat Athletics right here on KFJB and KFJB-TV.
Bobcat Football Today was brought to you by Lennox Employees Credit Union, Marshalltown Area Chamber of Commerce, Assured Partners, Legends American Grill, Jensen Ford, Sports Plus Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy Center, Your Marshalltown Edward Jones, Zach Wall, Capon and Brown, Zeno's of Marshalltown, Wayward Social, Wandering Creek, McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, Pence Appliance and TV, Wells Fargo Advisors, Marshalltown, Marshalltown Community College, The Embers, Applebee's in Marshalltown, Bruin Manufacturing, Laurel Diesel Services, Ken's Transmission, Raycom of Marshalltown, 5 Star Realty, Brown Shoe Fit, Bailey's Pizza and Roasted Chicken, Central State Bank, Ethington Heating and Cooling, Lily May Chocolates, Marshalltown Company, Calvin Rocket Bar and Grill, Marshalltown Hy-Vee.